And we're live. Hi, everybody. I am the Red Mage. Joining me this week and every week is my amazing co-host Gosmith, and
Hello.
we are together. We are the 10th. Form of the 10th. Together we are the 10th point, ready to bring you our weekly dose of Canadian Highlander. We have some powerful magic in the chamber, ready to go. Gosmith, why don't you explain our viewers a little bit of what we're doing while I finish getting things set up so that we can start the round.
Like Marco mentioned, we are the 10 point. We're a weekly tournament that plays the Canadian Highlander format. It's a fairly, at the moment, a minor tournament, but it's fun, it's casual, and we even have some small prizes here at the at every season end. If you want more information on the specifics of the 10 point, we do actually have a link here posted in the chat. If you're confused about what Highlander is, it is a 100 card singleton format, also more commonly known as Canadian Highlander, where you can only play 10 points worth of the most powerful cards, where something like the Demonic Tutor is 4 points, a Black Lotus is 7. If you want to maybe get into this community of people who love to play this powerful magic format, then go to our Discord. We have a bunch of people who would love to introduce you to the format, whether you want to try some budgeted Red Deck Wins deck, or you want to try and see what you can do with your EDH collection and make some sort of janky combo deck. Rakdos is indeed 7 currently, Zannty. Now, if you want to go even further than just joining the Canadian Highlander format, then how about joining the next tournament? If you put the command, I believe is next event currently, isn't it?
Correct.
Or is it next poll?
No, next event.
At next event, you'll see
no
that
longer a
on the
poll, therefore it is no longer next poll.
It's not next poll anymore. If you put the at next event, or I guess it's not at, it's what is that symbol called? Exclamation mark next event, you get a link to the next AStuffyMuffin page for the 4th of October event, which we'll be holding there, which will be the 10th out of, and actually the last week as well of this season.
Yeah.
Speaking of season, we run different seasons. This is the 7th one, where at the end we have a top 8 for people who to play it out and battle for a little bit of cash prizes, because you know what? Might as well have some incentives. You know what?
Put a little bit of
cash,
of flavor into the competition, you know? Like,
yeah,
give
exactly.
people something to play for.
And now that we're on the subject of money, we would always love if you could support this. This is a purely non-profit tournament. I don't believe Red Mage has earned anything except maybe use a couple bucks he's earned from the stream on maybe some equipment, if anything.
All of the money that we have made has made its way back into the prize pool so far.
Exactly. But everything is going towards prizes and towards maybe down the road other things like equipment to further just the quality of stream. So if you want to send a subscription our direction, perhaps even a Twitch Prime subscription if you have one of those lying around, then that'd be great. Help us out running some even better tournaments for you and other people in the future to watch and play in. And it'd be really great. That said, I think we're about ready for the first round of some powerful magic. So let's get kicked into gear and get this party started. Because we had the first week of Canadian Highlander tournaments with Zannty Rising.
Oh yeah, this is the first week that Zannty Rising is
indeed
is allowed.
So we might
get
see
some
interesting builds. In fact, I have actually myself been in contact with a certain someone who knows who they are, discussing some Zannty Rising potentials here in this. Because there's definitely a lot of sweet cards with
yeah, the cards that are half lanes are an incredibly powerful mechanic. Yeah.
So I would like to suggest we have someone who's new here.
Do
you
just
think we
want
should,
to like
give them a glance
put
here?
somebody new on stream?
Yeah, I figure AStuffyMuffin.
Let's do it.
If they feel like it, might be a great option to give AStuffyMuffin their debut on stream. If they feel comfortable, of course, that is perfectly understandable if they don't. Otherwise, I'm just gonna look through what we have. Today we have 8 players, and as always, we'll be playing 4 rounds. If you go to our website, you will be able to see more details on point structure, how we set up rules and such. But in essence, we just do 4 rounds of Swiss. It's pretty casual. People sit and chat through the game and just have some fun. And then, while still trying to play some powerful decks. Last week, I believe, we had Spider Tribal, because why not? But we also have Mono Red, banned combo decks. We have a lot of different things. We haven't had much Storm, though, recently. Still a deck that I feel like is missing here. Really
Yeah,
missing some
it's
powerful all-in combo decks.
in general,
That
people
is,
haven't
like,
been
we see the
bringing.
creature combo decks. We see a lot of those, but we don't see the Splinter Twins and such, where it's like not so all-in on the creature plan. It's kind of curious.
Yeah, in general, it
But
feels like
people,
we haven't seen very many all-in combo decks. Period.
no.
Uh,
The only thing we've seen a bit of X, like a little bit, which
yeah,
is a second sunrise deck if people familiar with
Tolarian
it.
Academy combo decks in general. I think were
Yes, and
prominent,
then
especially at the
especially we've
beginning of
seen
the
a bunch of
season. But it
different
has
other like
also
Academy combo decks. Yes, correct. For people who aren't aware, Tolarian Academy is a powerful land. You might know it from Vintage. It's a land that taps for 1 blue for each of your artifacts, and it's currently, if I remember correctly, 1 point, because it's a powerful card. And drives some of the most busted artifact-based decks in the format, if not almost all. So, while we're getting set up here, Simple Man, who has been on been on a bit of a winning streak, I'd say. He's been doing quite well these last couple events. Has been on a sort of like banned Bling combo deck, and it seems like we're getting this match ready and up here just slowly but surely. He's been on a banned creature-based combo deck, which is commonly called the Time Walk. Time Walk combo, based around, well, Time Walk is a 1-card combo deck that started out by using the card Spellseeker to eventually set up a loop where you cast Ephemerate on an Eternal Witness and get back Ephemerate and Time Walk each loop, allowing you to take effectively infinite turns. We mentioned this combo enough times that we actually decided to make a freaking command for it. On the other hand, it seems we also have, let's see who we have here. We have AStuffyMuffin, who I'm trying to see. They seem to be some sort of, unless Simple Man is the one playing the Goblin Settler. I don't imagine so. I think we have some sort
he is
of.
actually.
Oh, that is Simple
This
Man's
is
hand.
Symbolsman's hand. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they're in fall color now. It might be for Rex and Metamorph. They might be playing something different than actually Soul Ring. Yeah, this is definitely something.
Goblin Settler
They're definitely
tells
not the
me.
usual thing. This is a thing you end up seeing often here in the last couple of weeks. People end up trying some funny things and sweet calls. I know that someone else has been trying something new. That's quite common to see around here. Not sure what we'll be seeing from. There we have something above his hands. It looks like some sort of green, white, maybe blue, or otherwise, but definitely green, white Enchantress. Not sure exactly what Symbol Man's playing. It seems to be very green and
The
to
Goblin
be
Settler
based.
tells me this is a pod strategy, right? Like that, it has to
I
be some
imagine
sort of.
yeah, exactly. I imagine some sort of pod, probably some sort of Kiki-Pod, where you use Kiki and some sort of untapped creature to make an infinite combo. And you can usually go from pod and just about any creature into that infinite combo,
Also,
which is a large part of the
Symbolman
appeal.
and TGO has decided that card art is not necessary, and if you know,
Indeed.
we don't have art for any of the heads and symbols in hand for reasons.
These are things that happen. Magic Online is a quality program that never crashed or reset or crashed or made rules mistakes.
Yeah, none of that
Ever.
stuff has ever happened for sure.
Oh, apparently it's only the starting hand that's impacted, because that Death Rush Shaman is just fine. Curious station. I actually imagine we're going to be seeing a Goblin Settler here just coming into. Actually, no, with a Windswept Heath, maybe not the wisest decision. Then again, it is awkward to play anything else. But I guess we're just gonna see Deathfire Shaman come down here. Probably next turn, we're gonna see an Arb Elf alongside the Settler to take care of some sort of land. Yep, there we go. Gonna see a fetch here. So looking at this matchup, I'm gonna say I'm not happy to be AStuffyMuffin. Enchantress is a very sorcery speed based deck, and if Simple Man is on what I think, then they're definitely a deck that can just kind of win on their turn out of nowhere. Play a Birthing Pod or similar, or just 2-drop some combo pieces and just kind of win. Which is really hard for AStuffyMuffin to do something about. Now, something like this Aura of Silence here is a great way to deal with some of the few important artifacts and enchantments that we could see from Simple Man.
I think Aura of
deal with
Silence
Soul Ring
only
here,
attacks
something like that.
enchantments, right?
Is it only enchantments? I think
I think it might
might
just
only
be
be enchantments. You might be right. Let us see.
No, it also artifacts. Okay.
It is both. It also makes it more expensive, which is pretty noticeable. Interesting. Breaching Hippocamp, a classic eternal card. Sees place in so many decks. But no, it's a clear signal that we're definitely on some sort of Kiki twin
Yeah, there's
list,
a
as that is a way
Kiki.
to go infinite quite easily with
If
that.
there's a breaching hippo hump in your deck, that means there is a Kiki in your deck. And slash or a
Or
bounty
that, or that you just really want to find some other fight drop for some reason with your pod chain, and you for some reason decided that I'm in red and I'm playing pod and I'm not gonna win the game with Kiki because I'm gonna beat my opponent so hard somehow. Curious decision. No, I just expect we're gonna see a bit of a value game here. Probably playing Metamorphs. Could be some Goblin Settlers. If one of them dies, we just go ahead and like calmly guide it back at some point. I just imagine that's the kind of gameplay we're going to be seeing here. Just a little bit of a tempo plan here until we're in such a far ahead situation that it doesn't really matter anymore.
Sigil of the Empty Throne, not looking super hot, where your opponent is attacking your land or your land base pretty mercilessly.
Do we have the mana? Did we have the mana to both Breaching Hippocamp and Phyrexian Metamorph here? Because if so, I would have loved to see that. We had
the other part
5,
is that
6, 7 mana. We did actually have the mana to do that. We could actually have seen it at the price of 2 life. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah. The other
and then
piece.
Just not attack with the Arb Elf. I think getting the 3-2 on the board while still allowing you to Goblin Settler land would have been for the better.
Yeah, the other piece of the puzzle here is that Enchantress's deck often looks to further its own mana advantage by using land enchantments like Utopia Sprawl and Trace of Abundance. And your opponent having a Goblin Settler hand, and in general the pod deck having a Goblin Settler land attack plan kind of makes that.
Ooh, that's an ephemerate.
Kind of makes that super
wow, that
awkward.
is. Oh, that's brutal. I think that's just gonna be game probably here. I don't see how AStuffyMuffin is gonna come back from just getting the mana base just completely destroyed here by Goblins that are turn upon turn upon turn. So Ring here proving to be actually quite a decent investment. A lot of pod decks these days have, beyond the Kiki list, have also tried doing the Time Warp combo, because like most of the pod combo,
yeah, a lot of the pods are similar.
Pod is pod 1 or 2 points.
Pod's 2, I believe.
Yeah, then in that case we can't actually do the Spellseeker combo in that list anymore, because the Spellseeker is currently 2 and Time Warp is 7.
Yeah.
So that is currently not an option. Yeah, we're gonna see the Ephemerate here. Nice choice to put in the Canopy here. I would have probably not hit the Canopy, because if they want to tap it, I'm fine with them sacking it to draw a card. And if they want to tap it to take a damage, that's also fine. I'd probably just take the tap land here. I'm not too afraid of them having a mana at this point. Yeah, you do not want to play this enchantment right now. That's a mistake if you do that. Oh, no, no, no. Muffin, Muffin, Muffin.
But that's kind of what I was talking about, right? What are you gonna do with this wild growth?
No. Muffin. Sweet, sweet Muffin. This forest isn't gonna be blooming for too long. It's not gonna be all that verdant. Wild growth, like Aggro mentioned, a great way to enchant your land and still sort of serve as a mana dork by making it add for an additional green mana each time it taps. But it's also kind of a downside once you are playing against land destruction, because like any aura, if the creature or if the thing at chance dies, so does it. And
Yeah.
suddenly you get
That's
yourself in
kind
a
of the point I
2-for-1
was trying to
situation
make
here.
earlier, right? Which is like,
Yeah.
you're trying
However,
to
I think
develop your mana with
I think
disenchantment, and your
Simple
opponent's
Man is
like,
so far ahead that like if I'm in AStuffyMuffin's position here, I might just concede. Don't let them know what I'm on. Like,
I mean,
just
the
move
wild
on with
growth has to be
life.
pretty telling, right?
Hmm?
The wild growth sprawling. No, do hoof decks play wild growth? Is
No, I
that
don't believe they do. They have plenty of 1-drops and 2-drops that are
do
better.
they? I'm trying to build
Yes,
a hoof deck
Wildcraft does
actually
go
these
mana
days,
neutral on the
and
turn you play it, but I do not believe that is worth it usually.
like
Interesting
I'm trying to
choice. A
build
lot
a
of
hoof deck
Enchantress decks I've seen are
actually.
more than just green-white. Though AStuffyMuffin is new to the format, so it's not perhaps too surprising. And there's definitely also major advantages, especially in our meta, to playing a 2-color deck. We do have a lot of aggressive decks, though I think if I'm up against an aggressive meta, Enchantress isn't the deck I'd be choosing if I'm playing to win. Now, of course, there's more than just I want to win every game to keep in mind. There's also just I love playing Enchantress, or I love playing creature combo or mono red. There are people who don't necessarily play deck just because it's a budget or like it's best, but because it's fun.
Yeah, they just
And it's
enjoy
the
it,
kind
yeah.
of way they
Which
just
is
like playing
a
it.
perfectly
Yeah, we're just gonna see
reasonable
here.
way to do it.
What this was 4 lands destroyed this game. 4 lands, people. 4 lands.
You know how we were making
And
fun
if
of that sigil
and
of
if
the
the
Amp?
settler had died at any point, then a comic god had gotten it back and then destroyed another land.
You know how we were making
God.
fun of that sigil of the Empythron earlier in the game? That could have been on the battlefield if this Goblin Settler had
Honestly,
not.
yeah, like I mean, I never made fun of it. Card is one of the best reasons to play an Enchantress deck, like better than all the ones that draw your cards. If it might even be the one. I mean, I can't think of
It's
a
one of your
card that's
win cons,
better.
right? Like that's the like. I have found that with decks like Enchantress in general, where they have like
Oh
this big.
wow, this is interesting. This is really interesting. We see dark. What is it called? Dark depths from Muffin here. That means they actually
I'm
might
not
have
too
a little bit of a
surprised.
land package here, because dark depths is not the kind of card you usually expect to see if you just play it on your own. Usually, you play it with something that can remove the counters from it or copy it.
I
I
have
expect.
a piece of spice for you. You know what?
Hmm?
Probably how Muffin is probably planning to trigger his dark taps.
I'm listening.
Solemnity.
Oh, Solemnity. Oh, that
Think
is very
about it.
interesting.
It's an enchantment. It can be
Yes,
found with all of your stupid enchantment tutors. It has some
absolutely.
value as a hate piece in a variety of matchups, and you
Yeah, and
can
it uses multiple
actually
combos
set
in the
up
deck.
a number of other combos with
Yeah,
like delaying shield or Phyrexian Unlife to prevent yourself from dying when you have Solemnity
Glacial
onto the
Chasm if you want to
battlefield.
play that.
Hmm?
Glacial Chasm if you want to be
Yeah,
playing that
Glacial
one.
Chasm, right? Like you have all of these other like Solemnity is kind of this card that like once you are committed to finding a bunch of hate pieces,
Once
like
you go to Solemnity, you never go back.
you can find a bunch
Bit of
of
a late
different ways to
Mox
make it
here, but
work.
not too big a deal. We weren't probably doing anything. Now, here's the thing. I don't like playing this Mox here. Actually, no, you get the whole path up. Never
Yeah, you
mind. I
get to
take
hold
that
path
back.
up.
I was just thinking, like, you might get hit up with some sort of a removal spell here.
You might be
And
able
even
to
then, I
actually
think
heal
I'm
their
not sure I
Goblin
love playing
Settler
the
this
path.
time.
I like holding up the path here either. Then again, you're gonna probably play your Planeswalker next turn, so it does allow you to get rid of any troublesome 2-drop. We do see Night of Autumn here, just naturally coming off the top here, just because why not? And we have green cells if it wasn't there. Though it is a bit of a slow hand, it seems like it's only 3-drops really, aside of the green suns here. I could see just going land, get green sun, get a mana dork, because that's about it. But then that mana dork doesn't do much when you have 3 mana in the following turn. Quite curious to see what Simple Man does here. Not sure what the last card in hand is.
Uh
Oh, we see a discard here, EUT.
oh, did
Oh,
he F6 through his turn or something?
I think he might have X6 here.
Oh,
Someone mentioned Elephant Grass earlier,
unfortunate.
huh?
We have Calyx
painful.
coming down. Which apparently
Calyx,
I don't
also
know.
known as one of those planeswalkers I can't remember what in the world it does. Because
I know
I've
that
never seen it cast against me.
the main mod is that you can turn an enchantment into an O-ring, basically. That's
Yes, I just remember that's like the one thing, and then I remember it looks at some cards. I
and
don't
then it
remember the
finds some
numbers, I don't
enchantments
remember the
and
alt.
stuff. And it casts replenish at its ult.
Yeah. Yeah, awkward situation for Simple Man here. This would have been a great turn to get down maybe a probably I think the Renegade Cavalier, correct?
Renegade Rallier. That is accurate. You had it.
A Rallier, right? Rallier, that's the word.
Rallier.
Couldn't remember the name there and couldn't speak either. Doesn't make it any sense.
So here is
lovely old
Argothian Enchantress. If you are the Enchantress deck, is burn down the most important card in your deck. That is the thing. It is also worth mentioning that as long as this elephant grass stays around, I think that's elephant grass, right? You can't combo kill. You cannot combo kill AStuffyMuffin. So that can buy him enough time to actually like put the last.
Yeah, and another noticeable thing about it is that it's just really good with this Luminarch Ascension as well.
It is.
It just makes it really awkward for your opponent to attack, especially if you don't want to be developing the board at the same time.
Yeah, I mean...
Now we're going to draw something with the Chopper's Brawl here, draw a land, probably going to end up seeing Calyx. I could see Calyx just getting rid of the Noble Hierarchy here.
You don't have an enchantment to stitch it to. Oh no, you can stitch it with Utopia Sprawl. That's super risky.
But I think I just prefer to play the Elephant Grass here and the Luminarch Ascension. And then decide afterwards if I'm really like, oh god, I really need to get this hierarch off the board just to go choo-choo with the Ascension.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just too risky to stitch
that's lovely. Just a nice little cheap enchantment here. Get down. Just six.
That's what Authority of the
It's a really great card. It is a card that makes creatures enter the battlefield tapped for the opponent, and I believe you get a life whenever a creature enters the battlefield tapped. So lovely, lovely little card for people who want to be playing Kiki-Jiki combo. They love this card. God, do they just love seeing it alongside the board because it does everything.
Thing. Well, I mean, I was about to say that does mean that you can't kill the opposing player with comboing off with the Seaver Exarch and then realize that it just makes all creatures enter tapped, so you can't kill them, period. But
yeah. So here we have a choice. We could go with the. This is actually quite a neat little incidental synergy we have here. A fortress consoles making creatures enter the battlefield tapped, and then having I believe it's Castaway.
No, that's not it. Seal Away.
Seal Away. Yes, close enough. Castaway is the cycling card, right?
That's cast out.
Oh, that's cast out.
Yeah. I don't know that.
I don't think it's a Castaway card then. I'm just mixing those two together apparently. Yeah, Seal Away. Since it exiles tapped creatures, it's pretty neat to have alongside cancel it. Because he's a Reveille here. Get back a land.
Yeah.
Try and ramp a bit here. I imagine we could see the Teferi at some point when the Luminarch Ascension is becoming a bit of a threat.
Yeah. Now that Luminarch Ascension is on the field, I feel a lot more. I think it's a lot more reasonable to stitch the Noble Hierarch to the Luminarch Ascension rather than to the Utopia Sprawl, because stitching your stuff to auras is always super risky, right? Like you get your.
I would have loved to put it on my Sprawl actually. Yes, I did get destroyed last game by Villager, by the Goblin.
Exactly.
But honestly, if I see a remove spell, am I expecting it to go after my Wincon or after my mana ramp of 1 mana when I have both that and Mox Emerald? Well, I'm honestly expecting them to go after the Wincon, which means, especially because we see like here with Teferi and similar, when they have like exactly 1 turn off to getting the Luminarch online, that is the perfect opportunity to go Teferi, bounce it, get restarted, have fun.
Yeah, but if you're AStuffyMuffin, do you even care that much if you're Luminarch? Like, Enchantress is not a deck that's in any hurry to win the game, right? Like,
Sigil, that's pretty good. Especially because we can go Sigil into an enchantment if we want to.
Oh yeah, and just I think have time to slam the Authority immediately after it, yeah.
And I think that's going to be a hard game for Simple Man to win now.
I mean,
Like,
I
yes,
don't
he's a
think
turn
it's that
behind 'cause he
sudden. I think
accidentally
this has
gets
been a
six.
hard game to win for
Yeah.
for a
And
while
like, yes,
now.
he has the lovely play of going Cells Conscript, steal your Planeswalker, and just like minus it or something.
Planeswalker doesn't
Even
do anything.
then, there's
You
a
can't
sigil of the
minus it. You
empty
don't have an
throne,
enchantment
which
to
if you don't kill it, then it's gonna get out of hand, which
Yeah.
means you suddenly have to play the knight. And if you
Like-
play the knight, well, they still can the 4/4.
It is legit impossible to minus Calyx. You need an enchantment to
And they also
target.
have the Luminax Ascension afterwards, which is also pretty important. So now they have a 4/4, which, alongside the Elephant Grass, is going to make attacking really awkward for Simple Man. Attacking being awkward means that Luminax Ascension is suddenly going to get online that much
The
quicker.
Elephant Grass gonna go away eventually, right? Like,
I mean, absolutely. Like, for now, it's just going to sit there for a turn or two. And then we're just going to leave it to 40 to just be annoying. But, like, honestly, we're just going to try and win here with Luminax Ascension.
I mean,
We can't.
I think
How many
that
counters is it? 3 or 4 counters for Luminax Ascension?
the
I can never
reality
remember.
of it is that AStuffyMuffin now is in control of the game, and it kind of doesn't matter to them how they actually are planning, like how they are actually gonna win. To be perfectly frank with you, it's like you can make some angel with Sigil, you can make some angels with Luminarch Ascension. Maybe eventually you put together some sort of combo with Dark Depths or whatever. But it's
yeah,
not...
like I said, you kind of just have to deal with Sigil here.
Yeah, but
Feather Guardian is actually an incredible draw here. Being able to Feather Guardian either your Teferi to bounce something and draw.
like, I will say that, Gosmith, I don't know what happened, but I can't hear you anymore. But I will say that Symbolman definitely drew a bunch of cards that can interact, which is kind of cool, right? That they have like these Teferi that can bounce an enchantment. They have these Zealous Conscript that can potentially steal something, maybe work with the Planeswalker.
I'm casting Teferi and then bouncing my native autumn and recasting this native autumn.
That's definitely a thing, you.
Yeah, he can. Does he have the correct colors of mana to do that next turn?
I mean, he doesn't have. He
Yeah, he
needs,
does. He does.
Yeah.
He can cast Tap Bulk,
Yeah.
Caracas, and
He needs
Plains,
white,
and then have
green,
Bayou,
blue.
Olive Fountain, and Taiga.
Ooh, this seal away is going to make that a little.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was expecting the seal way to like ruin this plan, but like not knowing AStuffyMuffin's hand, that's what I think the play is.
I mean, AStuffyMuffin's hand is pretty stuck, right? They have Path, Winds of Abandon, that has the seal away. There's a card that.
Yeah, I know their hand, but I'm like, I was making the play
Yeah.
from Simpleman's perspective without
What is
knowing
that
AStuffyMuffin's hand.
But now I think it's still correct for you to slam that Teferi and just bounce the seal away. Yeah, they can take something again, but at the same time, you still get that ETB
Yeah, you get
effect.
the-
Oh yeah. Now you're bouncing the seal away. Like, I don't even know if I would have done it here. Has he figured out what kind of deck Simpleman's on yet?
I don't know.
Like, is this game 1 or is this game 2?
This is game 1.
Okay, then
No,
he
this is
probably
game
doesn't
2.
realize
Sorry,
that Simpleman's on a Blink deck, which I would have just waited for a
Symbolman
Blink
is
target
not on a
before I
Blink
cast the
deck,
seal
my
away.
dude.
Well,
I could.
There's a Savine's Reclamation in the bin, so that kind of gives you something of them maybe being able to
No,
recur
okay.
the night.
We know that if you are an astute observer, you know that Symbolman is on some sort of pod deck on account of the fact that game 1, AStuffyMuffin got absolutely demolished.
Well, you said
by
this
a
was
Goblin
game
set.
1, though, didn't you?
No, I was wrong. It is game 2. Symbolman,
If this is game 2, then I don't know what information AStuffyMuffin knows. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it depends. Like, okay, let me put it this way. In game 1, Symbolman played a Goblin Settler. If I see a Goblin Settler, I immediately assume that this is a pod strategy. That might not be obvious to other people, right? Like, I don't know how familiar with the format is AStuffyMuffin. This is literally the first time I see them play, right? So, possible that AStuffyMuffin has already made the presumably correct assumption We've yet to see a pod, like an actual pod, but like, it's possible that the StuffyMuffin has made the assumption that the opponent is on a
Is
pod deck.
Simpleman not on Blink this week?
No, he's not. I literally just told you.
I know, but I just assumed that maybe he was playing Pod in his Blink deck for some reason.
No. I mean, there are like you'll still play like the reality of it is that you can fit a small Blink package in your pod deck. You can't fit your Time Walk combo in your pod deck because it doesn't fit. But like it kind of like a pod deck is gonna play a decent enough density of Enter the Battlefield effect that you can still probably play something like a you can probably still jam an Ephemerate in your deck and have it be pretty happy with how it performs, right? Like that's probably still a thing that you can do.
Oh, that's interesting that they're taking care of the authority.
The
I mean,
authority
when does
stops them
Moonarch
from
Ascension come online? Is it 5 counters or?
Or
No. It's
Then you
4.
get to take care of it next turn.
It's 4. It doesn't matter. Like the authority stops from comboing off. I think that's the thing. Like if you kill the authority, eventually you get to combo off. That is the thing. Like if you are on the plan that you cannot win this game outside of comboing off, then at some point you have to kill the authority.
Yeah, and my point was that you don't need to hit Luminarch Ascension this turn because you can hit it next turn. That was my only point.
yeah, my
Team,
thought
stop
process
having
was
points.
just
We talked
that
about it.
in this kind of situation, like authority kind of has the same thing. Like authority is not doing anything but stopping your combo, and you're not really close to comboing.
You're not close to comboing, but comboing is how you're going to win this game, probably.
Yeah.
And this Luminarch Ascension, right? If you're worried about the Luminarch Ascension, you still have a turn to do it before it gets online, which is next turn.
Yeah, so you have to hit your opponent on your next turn, which
No, you can just Feldar Guardian, blink my Teferi, get back Teferi.
oh yeah, Felidar can hit anything. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
like you had Feldar Guardian in your hand, so you had another way to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Which is why StuffyMuffin has played into this hand of Simpleman's really poorly. He doesn't know his hand, obviously, but
Well,
it's
the
just
Teferi is gone.
The fight is gone. Also, you know how we were trying to figure out how StuffyMuffin was going to win this game? There's about to be a 20-20 on their side of the board.
that's not important. Don't worry about that. That's quitter talk.
I
Look,
think that's kind of important.
that's quitter talk. Look.
Depending on when they make that token, it is very important because of the conscripts.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, yes and no. Symbolman is gonna have, it's pretty likely that StuffyMuffin at some point will make an angel that can block the 20-20, but... Also, I don't think he's gonna expose his 20-20 randomly. Oh, wait. There's a Caracas on Symbolman's side of the field, so the 20-20 is not a factor anyway.
I said it wasn't important. You didn't believe.
Well, I mean... Of all of the things that you say at any time, that was the one time I was supposed to believe you? Come on.
How much is it to flashback Savine's?
5.
It's 6 mana.
6? I thought it was 5.
Thought it was 6. And here you get to get back your Teferi, and Teferi gets the bounce to seal away.
I think the seal away has been returned to
This
hand
native autumn
20
should have just
times.
been passed by now. Like, I understand you want to use your seal away to draw a card and so forth and so on and so forth, but you have seen your opponent's ability to recur this, like, to get rid of your seal away, and it's just hit you 3 times now that it's blowing back. Like, you just need to remove this card that is a problem for you, which is native autumn, and just remove it forever for the battlefield. If your opponent plays Rift Sweeper afterwards, you got me. Look, like, you got me at that point.
Yeah.
I also don't understand why this wild growth has not been cast from hand.
The overgrowth?
Overgrowth, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was wild growth, but
I mean,
same.
to be
same
fair,
difference.
AStuffyMuffin has been drawing so many cards, and
But he cast one spell last turn.
no, that's fair. There is still one card that I have no idea what it is.
Oh, Caracas was tapped, by the way.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, don't
Oh,
do that.
Look, it became relevant.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt in retrospect. So we got Symbolman on the play.
I will say, I love that sometimes out of an Enchantress deck, you see some cards that's like, what is the fourth card in the AStuffyMuffin's hand?
Dueling Grounds.
It's no more than one creature can attack and block each turn, I believe.
Yeah. I will say I really like Symbolman's hand here.
You get to play Heritage into Recruiter.
Yeah. Or even into Kitchen Finks and Evo it the turn after.
Possibly. I mean, it depends whether you think your evolution's better or recruiting for something's better.
Well, next turn I'm pretty sure he's gonna fetch land Rallier. Lignify is a card I haven't seen in Canlander.
To be fair, I haven't seen Dueling Grounds in Canlander either.
True, but I feel a lot stronger about Lignify than I do Dueling Grounds. Oh yeah, if he does the Renegade Rallier play this turn, he can also play at the Voice.
Why are you typing to them? Oh. I would not make them deal with that though now.
That's fine.
It's the middle of the game. I don't want him to run out of time and then be the big cause.
While that is true, I don't think that scrolling a bar up, you can do it while it's on your turn. You'll be okay. Hey, Irish Lawyer, welcome to chat.
We have fun and exciting magic.
We have fun and exciting magic.
Dueling Grounds.
Yeah, there's definitely a Dueling Grounds as
well.
I definitely think you rally here now because you have the voice.
Yeah.
There's also a Solitary Confinement, which is, you know, less crazy, but also a card that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think there's like 2 cards, maybe 3 cards out of this hand that you see often. Basic Plains, Seal Away, and Worldly Tutor.
Yeah, Lignify might be going a little too deep.
maybe Bastion as well, but
well, Lignify is like a lose all abilities, which has become more relevant as creatures have gotten better.
Yeah, but also like it kind of does it after the fact, so it's like, oh, your opponent now still has like your opponent already got the ETB effect and stuff, right?
Yeah. Do you play Dueling Grounds here? Or do you try to Worldly Tutor for one of your card draw?
I'm Seal Weighing and Worldly Tutoring this turn. Maybe Blind Obedience and Worldly Tutor.
Why are you Seal Away?
Because of Hexproof.
No, but you can Seal Away on their turn, which is just bad, so you don't actually do my play.
Yeah.
I will say that if I like, AStuffyMuffin came prepared for this matchup without knowing that was a problem, right? Like, look at how many different like ways they have to break up a twin combo.
But I
Like,
mean, like, these are normal cards you play, like Blind Obedience and
yeah, but like we have
Authority of the
seen
Council, just
Authority
blind
of the
cards. Like they,
Consuls, Blind Obedience, Dueling Grounds, Elephant Grass.
they're casting Lignify.
I'm wondering if they misplayed with their mana. Yeah, it looks. That's what it looked. Or no, they were. Lignify's 3 mana.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 2.
it is too. You're right.
So did they just misplay with their mana?
Yeah, I think they were wanting to float green, green, white, and they.
Floated white, white, green.
Yeah. Though,
But you have
Because I definitely think you worldly tutor here. Just put your idiot on top of your library and start drawing billions of cards.
like you can undo that, right? Like that tapping your mana something you can undo. So.
the problem is with the Woodland Bastion and everything, it doesn't reverse well. Like if you have used one to pay into another, you can't reverse past a certain point.
That is because Filterland are an arcane construct that was coded in ways that nobody truly understands, including the people working on Magic Online. My theory is that this card just appeared fully coded very poorly one day, and we're like,
Cannons are an instrument pointed out that they Lignify is 2 mana, but they extorted on the.
Isn't Lignify 1 mana because of the Herald of the Pantheon?
Yeah, like it was 2. The card itself is 2 mana, but it
Guards 2 mana, and then they paid 1 to play it, and then they extorted. But I mean, like, I feel like your extort was because you had this leftover white mana that you had nothing else to do with because you made a mistake in making your mana and didn't cast this Worldly Tutor.
Excuse me. How did this How did this Blind Obedience die?
There's a Knight of Autumn on the battlefield.
The Knight of Autumn was drawn again. Oh, thank you.
No, they had it
tutored with EE.
Oh.
Evolution.
Yeah. Oh, that hand. It's grown outside of its solitary confinement.
We're going to see this Sealway hit this Knight of Autumn again, and it's going to be hilarious when you can blink it again.
Yeah, there's not really any good targets for the Seal Away. Like that or the Rallier are both bad. But
this Oving's going to hit this Skoos probably.
If they cast the O-Ring?
So, the reason I don't like this line of play that AStuffyMuffin's done is while he's removing the things immediately, he's just 1-for-1ing his opponent, and he's gonna run out of gas. If you worldly tutored earlier for an Enchantress, you just would be able to refill your hand with gas, and be ahead in this game. That's a mistake as well. I think you definitely take the Skoos.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Skoos. I think what they're trying to do is get them to equal and play, but
just don't native on them. Just
like the chance of that happening is very low, but that is maximum punishment.
Yeah, but it does. At a certain point, maybe don't like. What do you think that is harder? That they have a way to interact with your Seal Away, or that they have a way to blink their Knight of Autumn? Because at this point, I'm starting to suspect that maybe it is the former, and you should leave the Knight of Autumn onto the battlefield accordingly.
I do like the attack with the Skoos with not eating, trying to offer the trade. That way, when they do all of this effect, that they could actually trigger the Rallier.
This is just I don't think AStuffyMuffin's coming back from this.
No.
I think they had a good chance, but they had to get the Enchantress down earlier, and it's just you've been unable to do that this whole game.
Yeah, and I also think that they are at 20 now, and like I definitely think they could have waited on some of this removal. Like
Yeah,
yes,
they weren't under enough pressure. Like they were gaining life right from this Herald of the Pantheon, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't really under amazing pressure at any point.
Yeah, it's not like your opponent has 10 power.
You had the time to take a turn off to cast this Argothian Enchantress, but you just haven't done it.
Yeah. I probably would have got, with Worldly Tutor, the new one from the Pharaohs if they are running it.
I get Argothian Enchantress because that's Shroud.
Yeah, I'm with Zannty here. Just get the Shroud one.
Like, I don't want my opponent to bolt this thing or path this thing and then I lose the game, right?
But if
I don't want this to fairy to bounce it and then me have to recast it a billion times.
Yeah.
I'd rather they bounce the cards that are giving me drawing me cards.
If they're worried about their life total, having a card that can block properly is probably something on their mind.
Yeah, but you were at 23 forever, right? Like you're back at 20 now. Your life total should not have been a consideration. I think if you're worried about your life total the past 2 turns, you were playing this game wrong. I don't know what this Recruiter of the Guard's gonna get. It got Spell Seeker. I'm shocked. I should have known what this Recruiter of the Guard would get.
Maybe these.
This seems like a Flicker Pod.
Is this not a pod?
The thing is,
so you can't fit Time Walk, Spell Seeker, and Pod in the same deck.
Oh, you.
What if they're not running Time Walk?
Yeah. Okay.
Like you can do most of the janky stuff and not run Walk. Like you can't combo infinitely, but
like what is this? Okay, I guess you're casting Worldly Tutor now. That's fine.
Actually, I don't know because like they're not gonna be able to cast Sphere Safety next turn, and that's. I guess they have the Dueling Grounds, but
yeah, they have the Dueling Grounds down now, so it doesn't matter if they were going to be able to attack with 1 creature if they wanted. Like,
Argothian.
Yep. Because next turn you get to play Argothian Enchantress, seal away, draw a card.
You can, yeah, with the Bastion and the Sungrass.
Your mana is basically perfect with the Bastion.
Yeah,
you can have 3 green or 3 white.
Yes, but it's kind of awkward that you can't have green on your opponent's turn, like a singular green. That's why the Worldly Tutor was so super awkward.
It was awkward, but you have to accept it at some point. Like you need to accept. Like, and I was saying a while ago, I think 3 turns ago, you probably just cast a single enchantment. And then you cast like the turn he went
like the
Liquefy
mana turn, where they probably meant to make double green is probably what's coming back to bite them here.
And also the turn after that where they cast Blind Obedience where they cast Oblivion Ring into Seal Away or Seal Away into Oblivion Ring. Like I don't think you do that turn. I think you just cast.
I'm pretty sure you just don't cast the Seal Away. But Resto.
So
Flicker.
Pod is how many points? Pod's
2.
2. So we have Pod Soul Ring, that's 6. Seeker is 2 or 1? 2.
1.
2.
Or is it? It's been moved up to 2. Yeah.
So that's 8 points. They're strip mine randomly in this list, or could be something
I've
else.
not seen it. Look, why don't I just tell you the points? How about this? I can just go. I have the deck list.
That's why I was asking.
Well,
I'm trying to commentate. I want to know what the last point is in this pointed card.
Okay, fine.
This attack is actually not terrible for you. The resto killing your dueling grounds is a little unfortunate, but you do have the spear safety that you can play. Not this turn, but probably next turn, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
tap the planes. Yeah.
I mean, if you tap your mana completely correctly, you're fine. You need to tap your
yeah, you need to use your Bastion to use the Sungrass Prairie.
Yeah.
Or are they gonna play Solitary Confinement here?
I don't think you can play Solitary Confinement yet.
Or are they just gonna seal away?
I think you just seal away. I would still be hitting the Scoos, but they're gonna hit the Renegade Value.
So, as far as I can tell, their points are 2 points for Birding Pod, 2 points for Survival, 4 points for Sovereign, and 2 points for Spellseeker.
Okay, so it's probably the Flicker deck just playing Pod to...
They hit the Scoos! They did a card without an ETB trigger for once.
I think that you're looking at this the wrong way. I think that they are a Kiki deck that just happens to like jam an Ephemerate in the Savine's Wreck because it turns out that it's a powerful enough effect.
I do think that AStuffyMuffin's not going to be able to win this game because even if they stabilize, I don't think they're going to win this game.
Yeah, their deck is probably not capable of winning in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cymbalman has only like a 45 seconds lead, so right. So if AStuffyMuffin plays really fast,
no. But Cymbalman is his turns are a lot simpler, right? You have a lot less interaction, a lot less being careful with your mana because you don't have this filter land.
Right. But they have more spells to cast, or the game just ends here, because we're gonna get.
Or that is also a thing.
Yeah. Hello.
Darkness, my old friend.
Oh, just to get to chain up. Do they have blue mana from Sylvan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a reason they didn't just sacrifice their resto? Or not their I guess you can't sacrifice the resto, never mind. I lied.
Yeah, the resto makes it so that you win instantaneously if Kiki hits the battlefield.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
So this game is over.
Yes.
Yes.
As long as Cymbalman doesn't take 2 minutes and 51 seconds to create like 7 angels, this game is over.
I don't see StuffyMuffin not conceding here. I think I just saw them concede? No. That was just them tapping out. Oh, yeah, there we go. Do we have any other matches going on?
I do not believe so.
Let me figure it out. I'm gonna go back to the booth. Bring us back to the booth for now, and you get to see me.
Why is the one on the right slightly redder?
I can tell you.
It's Marco's evil twin.
No, so what's happening is that if you notice, it's not even like the angle is slightly different. I have Goslit in a Hangouts call, and the way that ends up working out is that the camera, like it's using my the camera that's integrated with my computer, as opposed to the camera, my good camera that I use for my screen, which is the one that you see in my actual box window. Let's see what the situation is in the terms of yeah, no, we're done with round one. Let's go.
Let's go next round.
Cymbalman 2, AStuffyMuffin is 1. Auto pairings. Okay. So I appear to be all by my lonesome going into next round. We're gonna get to see Evios versus Good Points as our feature. And as soon as that gets created, oh, good, there you go. Good Points is the person at the bottom, so we will be contacting Evios with this account. And just like that, we should be good to go. So let's watch some magic, shall we? We see Good Points appears to be on some sort of green-red deck. Did they get switched or something? No. Yeah, this has to be Evios, right? What? What happened? Okay, well, the hands got switched, so you'll have to give me a little bit to get them fixed. Good Points is on Pattern Rector. That's the deck at Good Points is piloting today. For those that you know, Pattern Rector, also known as Sandy B or Sandra Bullock, if you're old school, is this deck where essentially your goal is to put together is to essentially get. I'm sorry. I still don't understand how the Hammers got switched. There you go. Essentially, your goal with Sandra Bullock is to put together a sequence of events where you get your pattern of rebirth onto some creature and then engineer an accident for that creature. The deck usually ends up winning by putting down some sort of persist combo using cards like Murderous Redcap, a Sacrifice Outlet, and then an Offensa or Melira. The Evios, on the other hand, appears to be on his signature green-red Stompy deck. That's been the deck that Evios has been piloting for most of the season, or sort of the second half of the season at the very least. And what that deck appears to have done is accelerate very quickly into a Leyland Tyrant, which we'll see how if and how Goodpoints can deal with it. Not a huge fan of Leyland Tyrant. I like my big red dragons with haste, but we'll see. This Goblin Crater Maher potentially huge. I dislike that it wasn't middle sacrifice to tag the Birds of Paradise. I think that would have been what I would have done there, but it's definitely going to be a powerful tool. I guess that the Birds of Paradise can be... No, it cannot be shot by the Lavamancer. But actually, what you can do is you can shoot the bird with the Crater Maher, and then you will have to harden your graveyard. You can use the Paradise Druid with the Lavamancer if it taps or mana. Goodpoints is obviously strapped for mana. He only has access to 2 lands and 2 mana dorks, but you know it's not the mana dorks are fragile. So we'll have to see. I'm sorry. How that goes exactly. Opts to cast a Scoos. The Scoos can kind of interfere with the workings of the Lava Man. So what's going to happen here? So tap 3 mana. I'm surprised that none of Goodpoints' creature died there. Not gonna lie. Vivian Monsters Advocate is the card that sorry. Okay, give me... Why did that not work? Scrap. Search for showcase files. Yeah, why could you not find this one? What? What's the problem? Is this not a showcase card? This is a showcase card. What's the... I don't understand. Well... I got distracted by this game for a little bit. So what happens? We have a beast made by Vivian. The schools got hit by the Electroman. I still disagree that this bird is still on. This bird should not be on the battlefield any longer. Like they just shouldn't. You're just giving them more mana and more time that you have no reason to. In the meantime, we are going to the next game because obviously we are. Okay, yeah. I mean, this game had been kind of over for a bit. To be perfectly frank. Oh shit! I never upgraded the I never upgraded the thing. Okay. I hope Gosmith comes back soon. I am going crazy. Okay, so we see here the Sandra Bullock deck being a little bit deep onto the mulligan, presumably. Going with a turn to dark. I accidentally moved the entire overlay, which I didn't mean to. There you go. We are seeing the Stompy deck not have quite the explosive hand that led to a turn whatever it was Layla and Tyrant, turn 3 Layla and Tyrant, but we can still develop with Finks and the Ferocidon. Those are both cards that can be pretty impressive, especially because Rampaging Ferocidon does kind of put a spanner into the combo works of the Parent Rector deck. With that said, in order to actually pull ahead, I suspect that Evios will need a little bit more than just a couple random dorks like that. Well, he finds another 3 power 3 cost creature in Crystalline Giant.
And I'm back. Sorry for that.
Oh, Gosmith, you're back. Thank God.
So yeah, for no reason I know why, my computer just decided that both the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi it didn't want to work with until I restarted it.
Well,
I have absolutely no clue why.
all right.
Beyond my computer's stupid and I really need to get a new one.
Now that you're back, I think I need to go AFK for like 5 minutes. So
Absolutely.
I will
No.
leave you for commentary. For the
Let's
record,
see round
Evios
two,
is
yeah.
currently up 1 game. That's where we're at. And
Yep.
the matchup is Gruul Stompy versus Parent Rector. That is.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
So let's see here. Looking a bit like a quite solid curve out here for Evios. Got a Hellkite coming down here. Got to put a lot of pressure. Kitchen things really awkward to block here. Just gonna produce a 2-1 if you trade. Yeah, makes sense. You just take the damage here. I'm curious, what do you get? Like, you have a lot of mana. You get just about anything you want here with the finale. Question just is, what you get here? You have the, I'm not sure what exactly they're on. They're definitely on pattern, right? But they don't have a saga that they could get infinite mana if they got the proper card to go with a druid, but then they don't have anything to do with the mana except draw a card of the canopy. So that doesn't really do anything either. Possibly like because like they either like lack some sort of saga to you get a Rector or similar effect, or they lack some sort of payoff to get infinite mana. So it really feels like they missed something here. I kind of wouldn't be against just cracking the canopy here and seeing what you can find actually, unless you have something in mind here to get with this finale. How much mana if you can pump enough mana into it, you might just be able to get it to x equals 10. We can get 6, 7, 8 mana. No, that's definitely not enough. So what can we get here? That's the question. I'm curious. You can definitely survive on board as it is currently. Palace Jailer, get rid of the Hellkite. That is definitely not a bad choice. Definitely a way to grind out the game here. Bit awkward if the Birds of Paradise does get buffed somehow by like a effect or some such. Chooses to get in here for free. Makes sense. You probably want to be blocking with the Knight or the Palace Jailer. We do see Melira actually draw up here off with the Monarchy. That is an infinite mana combo alongside the Devoted Druid. And a great way to win the game, though. Goblin Crater Maker, definitely a way to get rid of any sort of infinite shenanigans. I imagine we're going to see a Rampaging come down here at some point, as that is definitely the most efficient use of mana. Which could mean that if good points here manages just to actually find something to do with that mana, like an X cost spell or something off this draw. Nothing off the draw. Can the canopy get us somewhere? That may just be able to find us game. Why are you tapping? Oh right, it just try tap to activate.
And I'm back. I hope you didn't miss me too much. Sorry about that. I had to take a short bio break. Gosmith, are you still around? Gosmith? God damn it, Gosmith! Oh, you're back. Hi, Gosmith. Cosmic?
Yeah, sorry, I apparently a DC, and I think my conclusion is that yeah, for some reason there's a problem with my Ethernet cable right now, so I'm just going off Wi-Fi. That is all I can conclude right now.
Yeah.
I'll get the camera up and going in the meantime. But yeah, in conclusion, it's really awkward for good here because he really wants to be going infinite with the Devoted Druid, but like, just nothing to do with it. It's gonna have to try and stay alive here with the can't actually gain
Are we still in the same game that we were when I left?
Yes, essentially, yeah.
Just,
When I disconnected on my end, that was just prior to Good Points casting anything and drawing for the turn, and then he's played and passed since then. Yeah, the castle here is really good. It allows you to get the monarchy with the bird here. Yeah, we're gonna see some trades off here. Gonna put Good Points in a bit of an awkward situation here, but the Scavenging Ooze is gonna be really good for getting you back. Though the Phenomenal card here does make life really awkward. And having a remove spell definitely also makes it not great.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's Survival of the Fittest. That could actually, depending on how much mana you have, possibly find your game here.
6 is the amount of mana that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you need some way to generate like an additional creature because you do have a combo with an Offensa. The problem with that combo is that it kind of needs 3 pieces. You need a persist creature, you need an Offensa, clearly, and you need Sagannet. So the problem is,
you only
if you're
have
gonna be doing that,
one thing to feed the survival anyway, right?
exactly.
Like, you can't feed
and you don't even have the mana to just. You might have the mana with the Guy's Cradle to just exactly get there. But the thing is, if you want to do that route, you have to find some sort of creature that can go net
so you
positive
have 6 mana
and still have a ton of mana afterwards.
So you have
So in reality, yeah, I think you just have to play the Scavenging Ooze here, try and survive.
So
I'm
you
not
have
sure how
6
much.
mana. So you can go. You can go
Yeah, so you can cast it
survival.
with one green
Activate
down.
survival.
I count
Discarding.
4 activations of Scoos. Is what I count.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna.
So that
have to
puts,
be.
but you can't really
If
gain
you play the
life
schools,
due
you have
to
7 mana
yeah.
for what it's worth. So you
You
even
just
have
die
5
if you do that,
activations
so
of
that's
schools.
not really an option because the Rampaging Frost doesn't prevent life gain. So you kind of have to find some sort of answer with this survival. I'm unsure what exactly. Yeah, you do have Verdant still. So you kind of have to find anything here. You can't just play Scavenging because that's going to be game then. Yeah, at this game. You can't gain any life now due to the Frost done. So that's going to be 2-0 for EVOs here.
Oh yeah, because there's a flyer, right?
Yeah, good point. Just like multiple times having like the Devoted Druid combo, but like not having anything to pop off with it. Sadly. Actually, no, they didn't have the Devoted Druid combo. Most of the time, they did have it with the finale, but they didn't have it with the Madeira. That was actually somewhere misspoke. I forget that combo does not work. However, it does seem like with Evi's hand, they can play an Aggro Crasher, they can kill a creature, they can just completely and totally obliterate good points and just send them to the Shadow Realm. And that's going to be game 2.
Stand their Thundermaw Hellkite sideways, right?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, they would do all of those things, or just putting it out there.
I would probably still do it in the case that my opponent's just going to go ahead and cast a path.
Yeah, if they have like a plow or something.
Like, there's definitely no reason to not just get in here. Like, I would have played the Aggro Crasher and killed something as well. Like, I don't feel like there's a reason not to. Because that puts 2 lethal attackers immediately. And 3 lethal attackers, and you can only block 2 of them because the Raging Forces and Madness. I don't actually think I would play the remove spell. I just stay with the Aggro Crasher.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was also like the
here
point
also
that,
removes the blocker, notably.
There was also another problem with the fact that once you
With boundary animation, yeah, that is a possibility. True.
Yeah, although maybe, but keep in mind that the Ferocidon means that good points can have 3 creatures enter the battlefield. Period.
Exactly.
Until the
You
Ferocidon
can't
leaves.
like do like a persist combo. You can't gain infinite life of creature things. You would have to find some way of killing it as well if you were to play more than 2 creatures at that point. So it would need to be like infinite mana, then play a infinite damage walking ballistas of such. I don't think that's realistic, quite frankly.
And that's it for this match.
Or like put a bunch of creatures in play, kill the Rampaging Forces, and then gain some life afterwards with the triggers on the stack, maybe. Unlikely, but it could happen. I'm just trying to restart the call here 1 second to get my camera back on. because good old internet connection apparently.
In the meantime, there you
There we
go.
go.
There's a
Lovely
gauze,
stuff.
mate.
A bit laggy for the thing, but it's great.
Okay, let's take a look at what's what's happening. What's still going on? What's up?
What's going on?
We appear to have Zannty versus AStuffyMuffin still ongoing.
Lovely. I think that might be worth checking out. So I do believe that Zannty is actually trying out something different this week. Not actually on blue-red, if I'm correct.
Yeah, no blue this week. Just mono red. Just a tiny red man.
And I may or may not be partially to blame for that. And I'm not apologizing, okay?
No. I mean, I think the problem is that Zannty has just recognized that this is not the meta for blue-red. So
frankly, Zannty was fed up with playing blue-red.
Yeah,
Bad meta forward. Like,
I think that he likes the deck. It's just that this is just not the meta.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think if you want to be playing blue-red, you want to be playing against combo decks. You want to be playing against a bit of control as well.
Yeah, mid-range.
You do not want to be playing against mid-range or like heavily creature-based decks, and you do not want to be playing against other quick aggressive decks. Because those are the decks that really punish you for having like the wrong assets at the wrong time, and you can't really outrace the aggro decks, and you just can't really like punish the green X decks either too much. That's like a notable part of what we see here in this meta. Now we start seeing people bringing blue-white control Storm, then suddenly playing a blue X tempo deck like blue-red might be a really good decision suddenly instead. But that's going to require a notable shift in the meta to happen. Come on, just as cute? I'm at least 9% less cute. Come on. Give it up for TRM. Come on.
I am adorable. That is a known thing about my person. What am I trying to do with my life? Oh, right. I'm trying to go. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. We can hear.
Actually, one thing.
We can hear you. An FYI.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I'll fix that.
So, Wolfgang, you're in here, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
We've actually been discussing a lot of I believe it was yesterday, correct? For you?
Mm-hmm.
We were actually having a long discussion about mono red, both the new cards coming out here in Zendikar Rising, and like what free does to play, and if there's a more burn heavy variant, which I believe you're trying out today, correct?
I'm not playing it today. I've been testing it outside of here, trying to find the actual drawing line of where you want the mana curve to be. Currently, it's still in a little bit of a block sort of thing, but I'm looking here at Zannty having lethal on board.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like the Enchantress deck can really pop off. Well, I guess I haven't said it. And yeah, this is definitely a lag of forest.
Yeah.
Not a question about that.
Yeah, I think
but the deck can really be slow at times, which is one of the reasons I'm not that big on it. Though I will say, playing a turn 2 or turn 3 mode, something, especially if you want to play, can really give you so much time against a deck like mono red, which can't deal with it and plays like 2 flyers at best.
Yeah.
And then it's just hope to have burn spells, and then you just need a way to survive the burn.
Mm-hmm.
And especially these days, mono red doesn't play insane amounts of burn.
Well,
they play easily about 35 creatures, about 30 lands, which leaves them with 25, 27 non-creatures, of which not even all is burn. Yeah, some of the creatures can also go face, like the Ushino Pyromancer and such, but like at most 30 cards can go directly to face, which of course still a lot, more than just about any other deck. That's kind of the point. But it's not like it's a full-on burn deck where just playing moat stops there 5 creatures and then haha, you take 10 next turn, no matter what. This is definitely a deck where they
you take 14 from Price of Progress.
Yeah, I mean I've lost games just to my opponent going moat. I'm gonna play some Planeswalkers, and I won. And they won. And I just didn't draw enough burn in time.
Alright.
So I had to slow a draw.
Why
Like,
don't
I had a
you,
game, with what?
since we are, why don't you give us some reminders, since it's the end of round 2, why don't you give us a few
Absolutely.
reminders about what's happening, and then we can get round 3 on the way.
So, as always, if you want to join the Canadian Highlander scene, we have the Discord for the format. It is linked both in the comments for YouTube and here in chat. If you want to be joining us in this magical journey. Otherwise, if you want to join us in an event even, then at next event, we'll link you to the AStuffHub page where you can find the link, where you can find the invite and join the next tournament. On next Sunday, I believe that's October the 4th. And lastly, if you want to support us, the best way to go about that right now is subscribing. We currently have a decent amount of subscribers, and we're very happy for those people. But if you have a Twitch Prime or just want to send $5 your way, that would be most appreciated. We can use that for prizes. We can use it for possibly maybe even gear later down the line. And yes, it is indeed shameless, and I don't feel bad about it. Because honestly, I'm not taking. I have earned nothing.
Yeah.
Off of
We don't
gear.
actually make
So
any
I'm not
money
calling
from
it shameless.
the
It's not like I'm saying, give me money. I want money. Give me your money so I can be rich. I'm saying, you spend your money so other people can be happy.
And especially if it's Jeff Bezos' money. That's the other thing.
Especially if it's Jeff Bezos' money.
You know how much money that man has? He does not need the extra $5. With that said,
business corporations.
We are
quite a lot of people probably. When I think about it.
So I have some bad news, which is that
you're more than welcome to write one Zannty, and I'll be happy to possibly add that one, depending on how well written it is. And I'll just go at shameless whenever.
I forgot.
It's also a command that no one has ever used but me. Who knows what that one is? I won't say.
I forgot to manually change the number of rounds, so either hub just did the default, which is 3. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to hack that.
Hacking the system. Otherwise, we'll just have to do manual pairings, and that's not the worst case scenario.
If we have to, we have to. We'll watch Evios versus Brahms in the finals.
Lovely stuff.
See.
No, not quite finals, but we can't really as easily have.
Thank you, goodpoints, for the gifted subs.
Oh,
thank you.
Holy
and not
smokes!
Even just gifting one even. I think that might be the first time we got the gift here.
This is
actually,
the first time we got a gift sub. Thanks, thanks, goodpoints. We really appreciate it.
Lovely stuff. Thank you. Getting that lovely sub icon. But yeah. I was trying to say something, and then suddenly we got a gift sub, and I didn't expect that one. What was I trying to say? Yeah, we only have 8 players. We sadly can't consistently have the 2 9-0s in the 4th round. That is a bit of a downside, but it's not a big deal because, like, yeah, we'll still, if the software's doing it right, we should still have these 2 quote-unquote best players in the last round.
I wrote a shameless text. It's in Twitch chat. Feel free to use it.
You wrote the shameless plug. Shameless plug. Nice.
Who am I playing now?
I mean, pairings are up.
I believe you're playing Wolfgang in the Mono Red Mirror.
Ah, yes, perfect.
I would actually, speaking of that, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I would love to see that match.
If I think I want to see the top points, but
no, I agree. But if we have time and they're somehow
100%, yeah,
we're definitely jumping also that match. Like, I want to see some Mono Red. God, I love some Aggro on Aggro. It can be really tens of times. It does have, like any Aggro match has, It has the snowball times where you're just sitting there
Where
like
did Brahms
one player is just mulliganing a card and it's on the play, sorry, on the draw, and just way too slow. But sometimes you have those games where you're like, should I attack with this 1/1 just to get one additional point of damage in, but lose a creature? Should I attack now and hope to top deck the burn spell, or wait a turn and just play it safe? But then he might find another creature, and then he might find the burn spell to kill me. Like there's a lot of really interesting
Oh, Brahms is not gonna have a hand
considerations.
cam. Unfortunate.
That is fine. I think we should be just
Yeah,
fine without.
we'll do without.
We'll be fine without Brahms. Right. Kidding.
Would you rather watch watch somebody else, or would you rather?
No, it's fine. Do. Yeah, so we have a really just quick draw from use here. This is going to be a difficult game for Brahms to win here. I believe Brahms is on some sort of. I imagine pod. It looks like that's what they usually are when they're on the green deck.
Oh,
Brahms
been
haven't they
playing
been
bad
like
medium green, man. That's
Yeah, they've been playing like a medium green Cradlehoof deck recently. I forgot. Yeah, but even so, like a double Mox hand with a turn 1 Harshman into a turn 2 Huntmaster, you got a double remove spell for 2 mana dogs, and if there's no land here, I think that might just be game over. Game over, dude. Guys, Cradle,
game
definitely
over,
a great draw
man.
here. Game over, game over. Oh, take cover. Primal Might on the Arbor Elf. New card from, I believe, M21, if I'm correct. A fight spell with, I guess, supposed to X+X, where X is the mana you've spent. Yep, just gonna see it. Kill 2 creatures here. Yeah, we're not playing perfectly on curve, but we're making one land not do anything, removing 2 mana dogs, and possibly just making our opponent do absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, it's
For
pretty
the next couple
solid set of things that's happened.
Mistress Factory, big brain play. You can activate the factory to make the God's Cradle make 1 more mana and fix your mana that way. Boom. That is actually a real play if you need like double green for some reason. If you don't, I'd probably not do that. You'd lose mana that way. But if you really need to turn that Mistress Factory into 1 green mana right now, yeah, I guess you don't lose mana doing it necessarily. It's a bit awkward. You do lose mana if you play a creature afterwards, of course. Because then you could tap it for mana afterwards. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Brahms just doesn't have anything to play afterwards. We're going to see probably, I imagine... Oh, we're going to see the Giant instead here. And then we're going to see a Elf go down after combat, I presume. How's mentioned making that Mistress Factory... I can't remember, does it actually trigger on the factory? It does trigger on lands, yeah, so it should pop for 2 if they decide to activate the factory and block.
Yes.
Twice. First for its activation to turn it into a creature, and once more if they want to pump it into a 3/3.
Correct.
So that'd be somewhere between 2 and 4 burn damage. Quite a powerful way to punish a blocker.
I wanted to double check that it didn't trigger twice somehow when you activate the ability of something that is both a land and a creature, but that turns out not to be the case. But it would have been very funny. But it's not. But it would have been funny. But it's not. But
Yeah, there's certainly not much to talk about here. Using the Gem Racer here on the land here, really weird interaction. And you don't see in most formats, and for a reason I think that's actually going to be really interesting. The land that turns its standard, if we might see that someone activate that land against 2+1/+1 counters now, and then just turn it into a creature permanently.
Is that how that works? You just
I
becomes a
think
creature
so.
forever?
I've never seen it before, and I never thought about it.
Okay, I am going.
Oh, Eevee's
I
just drawing
actually
all the
don't know.
monsters here.
Mutate is weird, man.
It's just fucking weird.
I'm gonna give you
You're
the
the
answer
judge,
in a
you should
sound.
know.
MTG.
Blame you. Back. Yeah, turn 1 Mox here into double 1-drop. Turn 2. No, we're just gonna. Oh. Not gonna play the up elf and the. Why not? Am I missing something here? Am I seriously missing something? Is there a reason Evius didn't just go Mox, play the up elf? I guess they want to pump the mana gorger. I just feel like it doesn't really seem worth it. Because you're gonna get pumped by your opponent playing a spell.
Okay.
That's the reason.
Yeah. In hindsight, it wasn't that hard to figure out, and so if you have an animated land and you mutate, so let's say that you have an animated Mishra's Factory, right? And you mutate a Gem Razor on top of it. What you have now is a Gem Razor with an activated ability that says, 1, this becomes a 2/2 artifact creature until end of turn. That has been activated. So it will remain a 2/2 artifact creature, but then after the effect ends, it will just become a 4/4 non-artifact creature, and it will stay that way. And it will still be able to tap for mana, but it will permanently be a creature at that point. That is how that works. If you mutate the Gem Razor to the bottom, then basically the land wins, quote unquote, and it will cease being a creature at the end of the turn.
It will cease resistance. Vive les resistance. Yeah, Sylvan Library is one of those cards I'm honestly not a big fan. I think they can definitely defend the meta if you play them in more or less all green decks, or if you just play them in some green decks. But I feel like it's the kind of card that if I play it in a green deck, it's either a case of I feel like I really need to be able to consistently grind out the games against control and mid-range.
When was Sylvan Library first printed? Apropos of nothing.
Ooh, interesting question. I don't. Mana Gorge Hydra getting bigger and bigger.
Which is what Mana George does.
Yup. Just gonna be able to punch right through here. What if we're gonna see Glory? I imagine it's gonna be a Glory Bringer here. Pretty clean way actually to also kill the Vivian here without even needing to necessarily exert it.
I tried to trade for a Sylvan Library yesterday night, actually. And then they told me that they had somehow $60 in paper, and I was like, what?
Imagine we're just gonna see the Gorger go face and maybe the Glorybringer killing off the beast here. I'm not sure how much they care about the beast, especially considering they're probably gonna make a 1/1 death touch. Although I could have seen actually, I believe, is it -1 on Garrick? I could have seen killing the beast, -1ing on the Glorybringer and just getting a 6-drop if they have some. That would also have been a really lovely play. Just completely ignoring the exert condition, getting a free 4 damage and still getting a 6-drop if they have it. Also a really sweet way to just override that basically. But yeah, we see Evius take this game. And I believe, was that the
That was
first
game 1, right?
So what are we... I believe we're just waiting on them to start the next one.
Oh, no. This was the match. Wow, crazy.
Oh, this was match. Oh, right, yeah, we had the double. I forgot we had the quick double Mox draw. That's correct.
Right.
And here I was thinking we're gonna probably have the...
Yeah, no, I'm just as surprised as you are. I was like, oh. This was game 2, it turns out. Crazy. Well, let's... you wanted some mono-red v mono-red action. I am happy to bring it to you.
I was just here sitting like, probably not gonna see that match. Yep. But no, Evius drew the Moxes, had the fast starts, really just put the pressure, and just didn't really give Brahms a chance to establish. Here we see what looks like there's been a lot of trades back and forth. It looks like in this game. In which case, usually I would say that Brahms is favored, and I would still say that. Sorry, Zannty is favored. I was looking at the top right. Because Wolfgang is in this position. Yes, he has more lands, but he doesn't have a Skull Clamp. And he's playing this with Fergal Vortex in a position where he has fewer cards available, and he's at fewer life. Which means he's just hoping to find some sort of way to win. Like, he wants to find the burn spell into, like, something, and then a burn spell, and then a burn spell. Just keep top decking perfectly and just hope Zannty has jack shit. And this is how he wins this game currently.
Well, Zannty appears to have a Fire Blast and a Searing Spear in the Sulfuric Vortex. So, I don't know about
is
that.
Gonna be a double Vortex game, possibly, if we see another land. Does still need the land, though, admittedly.
Wolfgang is up one game, by the way. I also...
Wolfgang is up game, that makes a lot of sense. This does feel like a game where Zannty wasn't a play. So you said, in hand it was Vortex and what? And then you said Lava Dart, correct?
No, Searing Spear. And Sulfuric Vortex.
Searing Spear and... They have a third card.
Sulfuric Vortex.
I mentioned that one already.
Oh, Fire Blast. That was the first one
Fire
I said,
Blast.
sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense. In that case, yeah, that's just an untap and kill next turn, actually. So that should just be game next turn. You can just untap, cast a Spear, cast a Fire Blast. You know Wolfgang doesn't have card in hand, and then that is just going to be game. You could also just attack with your Healy and just cast whatever spell you feel like and probably just win the game that way. No, let's just literally win the game that way because they attack with everything. Didn't even hit a land this turn. Didn't need it. And I think this is kind of the case study on, like, people go like, oh, what if I need to play enough lands to have it curve out perfectly.
Yeah, true. That's
honestly, Mono-Red can keep a one land hand 100 times, and usually if it has 2 lands and it doesn't have like a bunch of 2-drops and 3-drops in hand, it's just fine. Doesn't need to draw the third land often. Like, it's more awkward to have a hand like what Zannty's looking at now. Yes, it's actually pretty fine in this matchup because you can go to 1 remove spells and 2 remove spells and 3 removes spell in or Crash, probably more likely the Giant. So it might be fine in this matchup. Not that great against Wolfgang's hand, which is also just all removal. Chain Lightning, one of the worst removal spells in this matchup.
Oh, this is
Usually,
going to be a slogfest.
This is actually going to be a really interesting matchup. I was going to say if Zannty was going to keep their hand, because then we would have a game of just 2 people just playing Pasco as Mono-Red. This is a much more interesting hand. It's going to be a Mox into probably just straight up Young Pyromancer and just go deal with it. Just deal with it. Particularly because you have 2 free drops you can follow up with. And if you do end up untapping, you have an Infuriate just to go nice removal spell. If you had a second Red Souls, I would have probably actually kept a burn spell, possibly.
Yeah, this is a hand that goes turn 1 Pyromancer, turn 2
it's weird.
Goblin, whatever it's called. That's kind of crazy.
Like it's not like it's like the Pyromancer is bad, by no means. But you would rather have the Vault Post when you only have 1 instant in your hand, in the form of these.
Yeah, but like the Pyromancer here could it's gonna either remove it. It turns out that like WolfgangCloud has a searing effect.
Realizing it needs to either play the Searing Blood or maybe the Chain Lightning. I don't think he needs to play the Chain Lightning. Just play the Searing Blood. Doesn't allow.
But for example, WolfgangCloud now tapped out, which frees the way for the War Boss to actually make immediate.
What do you want to be seeing here? Really, really awkward that you only have 1 red mana. This is one of the reasons why, for example, I've talked to Wolfgang. He chooses to not play like the man lands because you can't have draws like this. He's also playing Goblin Chain Whirler, so having man lands also makes that
significantly
really
more restrictive.
So like there are these draws where you do sit in these situations. So Wolfgang just drawing all the lands, drawing 2 lands in a row now.
Yeah.
does have the answer to the first one, and when we see possibly a Bone Crusher Giant, it's gonna have an answer to that
Sulfuric
as well.
Vortex.
I could also just see, and I don't like it, but I could just see. Also, if you're casting something here, kindly just attack first. Do us all a favor. You have nothing with haste, unless you want to activate the factory, which I could see an argument for. But considering how your opponent's been playing, you know they have a remove spell. You don't want to lose your factory just to get into damage, possibly. So play it safe. Just attack for 1, and probably cast that. Maybe I could even see getting greedy, because you have the vortex and you're the one with the threats, and your opponent's just been casting nothing. If you draw red souls currently, you're looking to be ahead. Like your opponent hasn't played a creature in 3 turns as a mono red. You probably feel good about them not having anything. I wouldn't actually play the Lava Runner here. I feel like that's not important enough to play. If I do anything, I either keep up the Bone Crusher or just cast it. They're gonna choose to keep up the Bone Crusher for the Stomp here. Firebrand, pretty good here. It's a creature that can deal with the threat on the other side. And you just really don't wanna... I wonder if we're gonna see it attacking here, or if it's just gonna trade. It is not gonna trade. And I'm wondering if we're gonna see... Oh, no, no, no. Zannty, my friend. Zannty, Zannty, Zannty. That is a mistake. You're gonna see the fanatical Firebrand here attack, casting response. Or... Oh, actually, I may have... Oh, he went face with the Bone Crusher Giant. I did not expect that. That was actually... Yeah, that was actually quite surprising to see. I was expecting him, when he was casting out, to go for the Firebrand, which wisely he did not, because doing that would mean you activate the Firebrand in response, killing off the Zannty's Goblin token, and then the spell fizzling, and you have no Bone Crusher Giant suddenly. Zannty still looking for that second red source to start being able to play a bit more rapid pace, but I like getting the Giant down here. It is going to be the Lightning Strike, but it's still going to get him 2 damage due to its passive ability. So, great way to just trade off here. Lava Runner, nice card here, just gonna get in for 2. Pretty good draw here, better than the one that Zannty has, considering it is actually a 2/2 haste instead of just a 1/2. So 1/2 isn't to be underestimated. Lovely, we see a second red souls here. I'm curious to see what Zannty goes for. I expect just double creature here. Get in for 1, probably. Is what I'd be expecting. Leave up the factory in case you need to. You could also attack here with it. I wouldn't hate that. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. See that. Bit sad that Wolfgang has been getting flooded, but Zannty's also been lacking that 1 red source, so it's been a bit of an awkward game. Oh god, Wolfgang just finding more lands. All they found in this game is a Fanatical Firebrand.
Did you want more
lands?
lands?
And lands. This is a deck where you already play, I believe he plays 30 lands, if I noticed this correctly. So it shouldn't really be too bad. Yes, indeed, Zannty has gotten a bit tired of not having great runs, so they chose to play to the meta, realizing that the blue edition just really doesn't do it in this meta, because quite frankly, there's just nothing that the blue counters in this meta. We mostly have aggro decks and green base decks. That is what most people bring. As soon as people decide that, I'm gonna destroy all these people playing mono green ramp and green pod and just bring some storm and still be able to decently raise the red decks or something, or even like just something like a control deck that has a combo against other decks, like something like honestly Time Vault, but built in a more anti-aggro way. Something in that manner could also be a really good choice. I think something like Oracle, which can definitely go a lot faster than Time Vault consistently, I think. And just add in some cards that can just help you save off the aggro deck might be a really wise decision. But I think
did it.
Storm
I
probably
was
is
able
game on this
to
list.
change the number of rounds on the Either Hub tournament on the fly.
Lovely.
So we're gonna have
So
round
Big
4.
Works here is gonna put a lot of damage in here. It's gonna hurt themselves as well. They have currently 3 damage on board because they could cast the Zephyric Vortex here. Sorry, the Child Volley. So plus the 3 damage from the volley, plus the 2 from Zephyric Vortex during Wolfgang's untap step. However, that's only putting them at 1. So they're gonna choose to wisely just attack for 2 here. Leave up the volley in case they need the damage. And then like based on what you see here from Wolfgang. Steal the Fire, good card, but it is too late. This should be Wolfgang's game. I'm not seeing how sorry, Zannty's game. I'm not seeing how Wolfgang can win this. I just imagine we're gonna see Zannty on tap, cast a Severe Vortex at Wolfgang's face. Sorry, not Severe Vortex, Shard Volley. I speak too quickly for myself sometimes.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
then
how you
then
cast a sulfuric vortex at somebody's face, but it's probably like super aggressive.
you
Just like
you just go to the house, just chuck a copy of
you just like
it at
throw
them,
the
and
yeah.
just hope it does damage somehow, like by paper cut. Yeah, we're gonna see the pump here from land makes a lot of sense. You have infinite mana at this point, basically, considering you're playing mono red. Unless you're somehow Skull Clamp Storming, which I've done like once or twice in ever playing mono red. So that's also the best feeling in playing mono red, is just going, haha, I have Skull Clamp, I have Young Pyromancer, and I have what is it called? Runaway Steamkin, and I'm playing Storm, apparently. God,
You
that
see
was the
that
best game I've ever
actually
played.
happen in like standard
Yes, I've
sometimes.
actually
where
I've
like
had that happen. I played that game. It was the best game I've ever
so
played.
like
I think I
Runaway
might even
Steamkin,
played
Runaway
it.
Steamkin, cast the draw 2 card, like light up the stage. Now like
Oh
I get
yeah,
to have
standard deck,
28
yeah,
other
the standard deck was
spells.
real sweet. Especially with like what's it called, the enchantment. But like what Skull Clamp does that's even better is that it's a continual draw spell, and if you have a Young Pyromancer, as I did for some of the time, then you just have an engine where every cheap path, so swords, shock you cast, or spear, lightning strike, whatever, suddenly generates you a mana, approximately, which means you're not going infinite, but you're generating so much mana. You're playing a land each turn. You're having like these pseudo storm turns which just generate mana. If you somehow, and you probably shouldn't be, if you somehow manage to get like 2 copies of it like you could in standard, Jesus Christ, that could get disgusting at that point. Basically,
Oh,
end up
Symbol
playing,
Man and Good Points are still
yes,
going,
Experimental
it looks
Frenzy,
like.
that is correct. Vortex does go both ways.
Yeah, let's
True.
go take a look.
Read that is Muffin. Sorry, no, Simple Man and Good Points.
Yeah,
Correct?
Symbol Man and Good Points. That is the creature combo matchup, right? It's Pod
Indeed.
versus Sandy B.
Yep. So I don't have enough. I have seen a lot of Pod on this in this tournament this time. I actually believe this is the first or second time we've seen Sandy B, aka Pattern Rector. I personally prefer the name Pattern Rector because I'm European, and the name Sandy Bueller makes no fucking sense to me.
It's Sandra Bullock. That is why.
Case in point.
That's like the name of an actress. Like it's a thing.
I don't know actresses either, or actors, or movie directors. I know like 5 actors, and that's about it.
We need to fix your movie education at some point.
Oh no, I know plenty of movies. I just don't know the actors. I don't care for them.
Yeah, I know, but that's part of it.
Ooh, we have 2/3 of a combo here from Good Points here. Solid stuff. Wolfgang is lacking something. Fallen Shaman can help. It is going to be a bit slow. I imagine we're going to end up seeing what is probably going to be a Goblin just to end up taking care of some cards here. And then eventually, if I'm rating that, is the plan. No, I imagine if we're going to see, if we do end up seeing the Settler here, it's probably going to get killed by the Red Cap to prevent further shenanigans. And then just about any creature the following turn from Good Points is going to be able to set up the combo. Just about any creature, because you can follow Shaman into something. Now, that doesn't, of course, include the fact that a Hour of Devastation, no, sorry, Finale of Devastation, Hour of Devastation is the Red Sweeper. Finale of Devastation could get an answer to the combo or to the Fallen Shaman. Yeah, we do not see anything that can really get there, so we're probably just going to see.
I tried to
that
trade
first
for
Red
a
Cap.
Finale of Devastation yesterday night. I ended up not doing so.
I keep calling this cycle the X and 10 and higher cycle for the finales. I know they're ours, but I just because sorry, the opposite. I keep calling them ours because of
Right.
our Devastation the set, and they had a cycle as well.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
they're actually the
great.
same names, right? Like, but they're somehow switched in color. Like, Heart of Devastation is the red one, but Finale of Devastation is the green
Yeah,
one. It's
Devastation
weird.
Devastation doesn't really feel green. Honestly, I could see
No, it
black.
doesn't. Well, nature
I
can be
guess
pretty
Devastation is
devastating,
green, but
right? Like,
it feels correct specifically because it's on like Veronica, because haha, green destroy buildings. Burp. So I'm curious here. I'm gonna see. Oh wait, we didn't see the Murrow's Recap cast here. What? What is the game plan here? What am I missing? Did they fauna shaman for something? But I don't see them fauna shamming.
also, fun fact that both of these players.
My guess is the intention was to fauna shaman the way the recap, get a creature, stronghold back the shaman, and then have the combo. I think. Because High Market, while it can set you up to activate the combo once, pretty neat, it doesn't allow you to fully combo off. I'm just surprised we didn't see a Murderous Recap come down here and kill off the possibility of like just getting infinite value with the settlers here somehow, and just set up the combo with just about anything. I'm not sure if Goodpoint's camera is just stock. Did they activated the Fauna Shaman, or did they attack for 2 with it? I was looking away, am I? Yes, Goblin said the tribal correct. Especially, yeah, Blah, touring a hoof is pretty devastating, especially if you cast it for 10 or more. Because then you
I
get
have done
twice
it in
the hoofage.
Gladiator a bunch. It's awesome. Like
Twice the hoofage. Oof. Also, another fact is I really like the fact that the Finale of Devastation is a tutor that can get a card from your graveyard as well. I think that's really just cool and just a nice addition.
Until you have had the Finale of Devastation for 10, accidentally not get the hoof, still win, doesn't matter. That is.
I have 2 hoofs.
It's like, oh, I accidentally got a questing beast. It's fine. Duck.
There it is. Hoof, hoof,
This is the. Are you talking about your gladiator deck, Marco?
Yeah,
That piece of that pile of things.
Yes,
Marco.
we'll just casually draw the discard outlet. Do you know? Oh, sorry, the Zag outlet. Who even fucking needs? Fucking hell!
Wait. This is great.
This is bullshit. I call bullshit on this. I
Well,
want to see
Good Points still needs to have more life than Symbolman, right? Good Points has to have more life than Symbolman because you still have to pay a life with Yacht, so it's not
true.
You're also missing a second.
But Mirror's
black.
Recap does 2 damage each time.
That's true. So you have to have over half the life.
Yeah, a bit more if you want to kill something along the way first as well.
Yeah.
But especially with a high market, that is also going to generate a couple of life if you wanted to.
Yeah, high
So
market here.
But I think we're going to see probably either we're probably going to see actually both. I imagine we're going to see Reclamation on the Fire and kill off the Vizier, and then either Ephemerate to kill some lands, which I would love to see. They don't know the combo is in hand, but I think you need to kill the Vizier, especially with the Murderous Red Cap in play.
Oh, yeah, when like the Vizier is not that big of a problem, but then there's a Murderous Red Cap, and you're like, well, my opponent's just about the combo off.
If you use the high market here, kill off your Murderous Red Cap, try and get some value that way. I think that's more important than just randomly killing here. Now you have a choice here that's interesting. You could Ephemerate your Settler response. Doesn't really do anything. You might as well wait on that one. But you could instead you could Ephemerate your Fire Imp here.
What are you targeting about? Just this birds?
I'm actually looking at like Fire Imping my Ephemerating my Fire Imp here maybe again.
Yeah, but like if you do that, then what are you targeting with the Fire Imp? Just Vizier a second time?
Yes. Because that means that the Murderous Red Cap doesn't enter with a -1/-1 counter.
I mean that's fair, but I feel like
I also like the play of just whatever he targets with Murder's Red Cap is what you ephemerate.
Absolutely. It's definitely also a decent reason. Yeah, especially because you can kill the birds if they target the Fire Imp as well. Now I imagine the Settler is the one that's gonna see the target. That's the one that I'm at least from if I'm good points, I'm more afraid of that one right now.
What?
'Cause
Oh,
the
he just
murderous
went
wreck have
face with the
another way of
murderous
getting
wreck.
killed, and the well, the Spurs is just it's annoying to get my puts killed, and then Yawgmoth. Well, try and cast him first, okay?
Are they just
What
going
is really
to...
awkward here is the fact that the Wolver Stronghold is a great way to just kind of go, well, I'm gonna get there eventually.
They can recast Vizier after putting it on top with Stronghold.
Yeah.
Correct. Problem with this is that in that case, you're gonna need the mana, and you know what? Goblin Citadel says no, thank you, either to your mana or to your Stronghold. I imagine.
Yeah, I think I hit the stronghold.
Yeah. And then next turn, I see. See, the thing is, I think it's actually correct to just. Ooh, that might change it. I'm trying to think what you can get. What you get with Recruiter here. Probably just like a Midlira or something. That might be an option. I could also just play the. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Just kill off the 2 creatures at the moment and then draw a card.
Yeah, because
Or just cleaner.
that Ephemerite's coming back, so being able to kill what the Ephemerate targets is...
Yeah, exactly, and just make the Ephemerate kind of awkward. Now, Sevene's Reclamation is going to get back the Fire Imp and the land most likely. But at least that means that there's Ephemerate not doing way too much.
Well, it's also interesting
makes
that
sense. Just let the
Yawgmoth...
Ephemerate target first before you do it. No reason to really wait to do it prior. I guess you. Oh, I like that choice actually. I like keeping the
red
cap
cap
here.
around it too.
Will say it does make your mana kind of awkward. So now you can't, for example, get double black or double white.
Well, with the tower
This is actually very good though. Like the draw was very good with Phyrexian Tower because now they can Recruiter. I guess you can't. Never mind.
The problem
Never
is
mind.
you do really not want to sacrifice the murderous recap because
No,
well,
yeah. I was trying to sacrifice
actually,
this
I'm trying to
recruiter to
think
pay
here.
for
Yeah, because you
recruiter.
can't get on the fence, so that you can't do that. Yeah, most likely you just want to like play it safe and wait a turn. Additionally, try and keep the murderous recap alive for now. I'm curious to see what Symbol Mats will go for here with the Green Suns. I don't imagine we're going to see a Fauna Shaman come down here unless they have additional mana left afterwards.
I mean, you could Fauna Shaman and then Green Suns for a 2-drop, right?
I mean, that's or for 3-drop actually. You have 5 mana, you have 6 mana.
Yeah, that's true. So.
But I imagine you'd rather have a 4 or 5 somewhere. Not sure.
I mean, I don't know his list. It looks like his 4 drops. Oh well. It was
anything that's inherently. They could get that pod. That is definitely a way to set up for combo next turn. I kind of like that line of play if they don't have something in particular this turn that really needs to be getting rid of. Especially because it's like the murderous recap. They're gonna go for the Prime Speaker. Just go. I'm gonna kill you next turn if you don't do something, which is definitely a power move. I like it.
Yeah.
It's gonna make the turn here from good points quite possibly a lot more awkward. Yeah,
I mean,
what I'm saying, the mana base here could, if you had like one more color mana.
Yeah, but I mean, you can just kill this Manafar, right? It's not that hard to kill this.
True. I am trying to think here if there's a way you can use the call here and still find a combo.
I mean, can you find a black thing that can? You're playing Shriek Maw on your list. The Shriek Maw good points list.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to say, is there a way I can get a Darius Call and then combo? That's what I'm saying.
Not
the thing is, you need a white or green souls for that. In this case, a green souls because you need to cast, I believe, Midlira. But this is something else I'm forgetting. You can't really.
Well, what you can do is right. You can play the Phyrexian Tower, right, and then play the
Cruda
call. And if you have Shriek Maw, you can get Shriek Maw and then Shriek Maw the Vanifar.
Well, I mean, technically you can already kill the no, you can't quite kill the Vanifar on board.
You can because it doesn't Murderous Rider. It can deal 2 to the.
Yeah, you can get 2 triggers from the Yawgmoth and 1 from the Rider, so that's free, quote unquote, damage, or at least toughness.
Yeah, but I mean, you can play like the Recruiter and sack the
Shriek Maw is not in good point stack, by the way. That's yours.
Yeah. I assumed it wasn't, but like that would be.
Canon for reference, you can't get the Settler with the Savines. That seems to be 3 or lower. That's why you wouldn't do that. Yeah, I think I kind of just like, personally, I like kind of like just playing the Recruiter here. Getting some sort of, if you can get like a removal creature, or just any creature in a way of generating bodies. Maybe killing the Prime Speaker that way if that's an option. Like you mentioned, you can get the probably getting a whatchamacallit. Say what is it? What was you saying? You said Shriekmaw. Problem with Shriekmaw is you need a black source, and Phyrexian Tower only makes black mana if you sack a creature, which means you have to sack the Murder Strider, which, well, suddenly you have a Murder Strider with a -1/-1 counter on it. And if you have a Murder Strider with a -1/-1 counter on it, that makes it awkward to combo with later on. Now, of course, it's more important to kill the Prime Speaker than it is to combo right now, because you can't combo. So that's your step one is either killing the Prime Speaker. Step 2, following up, is then how in the fuck do I then combo? Well, I have 2 tutors. Maybe I can bring back my Murderous Red Cap some way or another. So like you're not out of the race by any means. Actually, I think you're looking at a pretty solid position. You have your engine in the form of Yorkmuff here to generate user value. Hopefully, draw a couple lands here and there. We are going to see the recruit come down here. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that you can kill whatever you get with Prime Speaker instead, if they get anything that's necessarily important. However, if they get untaps all the way, that means they can keep sacking something else, and if they have enough untaps in the deck to provide redundancy, that means they could ignore it. But if you want to, you could like just kill the Kiki if they just straight up go for combo and don't try and find some way around it. So keep that in mind.
I kind of like getting something like Noble Hierarch here.
Yeah, Noble Hierarch, or yeah, I like that line of play. It's a way to just draw some cards, not lose too much bodies on the board. Yep, just gonna get a Mana Dork here. I'm interested to see if they want to get like a, if they just want to pass, or if they want to kill it immediately.
I think you can let it. You can give them one activation on it, probably.
The problem with that is then they can get something like a removal creature and get rid of like Yorkmuff or some such. Suddenly you're just allowing them to just get whatever they want. Even if they're not going for the combo. Because I don't think at this point you, as the Prime Speaker, as the pod player, you want to be getting your combo.
Probably gonna get an FTK
you know your opponent
now.
can just kill it. Your opponent can just stop you mid-combo at some point. The best, you can admittedly get, you have some ways of, especially for things like Renegade Rallier. No, you're just gonna get the straight up Kavoo.
FTK kills Yawgmoth. I think that's a great choice.
Yes, that was I was like, I think the way I would have done it, possibly, and this is definitely a greedy play, considering how your opponent played. I would probably have floated green with the Fyndhorn Elves, actually with the Sylvan Carroted, then sacked the Sylvan Carroted, gotten the Renegade Rallier, getting back a land or a creature, probably the Sylvan Carroted, and then gotten into actually no, you need an untapper first, which means you had to go with the elf and then get a 2-drop if they play the Corridor Monitor or similar. I guess that's a bit greedy.
Academy Rector.
Yeah, this was a safe choice. Yeah. Ooh, I like Academy Rector here. They have the line of play. They actually have the combo here, mostly, I believe. Do you need 2 sack outlets? You do need 2 sack outlets, so you don't actually have the combo here. Never mind. But they're set up to combo in 2 turns. Either by getting a card with Eldammer's Call, or more likely, just playing Academy Rector, sacking it, next turn, sacking whatever you get with it.
This Soul Herder is disgusting on this FTK.
It's
That
a lot of
is
value.
Pretty
However,
pretty
the funny thing is,
absurd,
with
yeah.
Flame Tongue actually isn't that great right now. However, the fact that you didn't deal with the Prime Speaker, I think is going to lose you the game here. I think that was a big mistake. I think you wanted to kill the Prime Speaker here before your Yorkmuff died. I can't remember. Is he Sorcery Speed? I presume he's not. Does Dryad Armor do something here? It's just enough body.
It sacks to Phyrexian Tower.
It does sack to Phyrexian Tower. So that's 4, 5, 6 mana at most.
What does Academy Rector do when it hits the graveyard again exactly?
So it gets your enchantment put into play. Usually you get a pattern of Rebirth, which is a card that when a creature dies, you can search another creature from your deck and put it into play. And you usually get what's it called? Hulk.
So you can kill Academy Rector, right? Like you can play this Giant Arbor, sack, cast it, then sack Academy Rector to high market, get Pattern Rector, and Pattern Rector lets Does it?
It's just
I guess you're
Pattern of Rebirth, not Pattern Rector.
sorry, Pattern of Rebirth.
Pattern Rector is the name of the deck.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see Eldram's Call left up here for anti.
Well, that was also a
That's
decent
straight up
draw.
Kiki-Jiki drawn there.
Opponent, how do you feel about having a FTK every turn? Or just a prime, another.
See, yeah, the thing is, I feel like not actually. I feel like goodpoints kind of has like thrown the game here a bit, honestly, by leaving this Menarus, this Prime Speaker around. I feel like that. Yes,
I think you
DK
needed to take care of it, but
yeah, like this is the way they can easily just get the combo now.
Yeah.
Gonna get a 5-drop, probably like a what is it called? Status Conscripts, I imagine.
Yeah, Zealous Conscripts, and then you can just make infinite Zealous Conscripts with your.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can even steal the Murderous Rider. They're probably gonna sack it to high market response. Deal one, not even gonna respond. That is a weird decision.
Well, they don't want it to have the counter on it. Everything they've done is
planning
not
without a damage call. I have no clue. What is the plan? What am I missing?
I mean, they don't know that they have Kiki-Jiki, right? Like.
No, I agree. I just feel like they just did nothing. They just did nothing.
Well, if they don't, sorry, if you have, if you're a Domri's Call, you can get Viscera Seer, right? Or Carrion Feeder, right? And then you have another 1-mana sack outlet, and then can't you combo?
I completely understand that. But I think if that's the line of play you want to go for, well, first of all, you should probably play differently from the start. Again, the same problem I have with not getting Prime Speaker. I really feel like that's a huge mistake. Like, that's just a one-card combo, just for the same reason Pod is a one-card combo, that is also a one-card combo. If it wasn't for, like, that high market plus, like, Yawgmoth for that whole thing, they could just have comboed off on you. And that's important to remember. Like, that's just a win waiting to happen. But because you had the Yawgmoth, they couldn't cleanly combo. So when the cleanest and most safest answer from goodpoints' point of view, especially considering how many tutors they had and how many cards they would draw off the Yawgmoth, was honestly just killing the Prime Speaker before the opponent even got a turn. Yes, that would put you with a -1/-1 counter on your goblin, but I think that's just kind of what you had to do at that point.
Yeah, I think you had to kill the Vanifair.
Especially considering how much value you would get out of it, like.
Like, I think it was okay to let it untap once. That did let them find a Bingo spell.
I think if you were like, I'm gonna win no matter what next turn, like, but the problem with that is that so were they. They were also I'm basically gonna win next turn, and then just once when they try to kill your creature, you just let your creature die, and you're like, I don't know, I'm just playing Yawgmoth because it's a combo piece. Why? No, it's a removal spell. And a combo piece, kinda.
They may have been thinking that they could disrupt the combo if they had the Murderous Rider somehow. Like, if they're able to sack the Murderous Rider, then maybe they could deal 2 and disrupt the combo.
Not Murderous Rider, Murderous Redcap.
Murderous Redcap, sorry.
Yes, no, I know that they couldn't combo. I'm well aware that they couldn't combo that turn. Yes, exactly. And yeah, that's the thing. Good points. You really need to respect that kind of card, because it can just win out of nowhere. That's just like the kind of the main event of the deck. I'm not sure if the screen's just kind of stuck.
I don't think Marco's there.
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was kind of I was kind of a mile away there for a second. I ended up stopping attention. I apologize for that.
So, manual pairings, or did you hack the system?
No. I managed to make it work. So we are good.
Even then, I don't think it should have passed. Really, like we did discuss it. I did consider it, but like I said, like you risk so much. The only situation where you like don't get punished for like letting them on top with a Prime Speaker if they get greedy. If someone gets greedy and it just kind of goes for combo and just kind of lets the creatures die off for some reason. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, that's probably even a line where Simple Man found enough like combo cards and put them in a situation where they could stop you from killing that creature and still combo or something. I don't think that was likely. What's a possibility? I don't know, Simple Man. Do you have ways of like quote unquote generating multiple untaps if you know what I mean? Yeah, we've seen that, Simple Man. We've seen you F6 before. I think it was you at least. Yeah, you did untap. Yeah, you did F6. Yeah, we did see you at one point. Yeah, it happens to everyone. We are gonna get the 4th round and final round on the way. We're gonna have EVs and Simple Man here. Gonna see if Simple Man can take his pod to a quick chain, or if we're gonna see some monstrous beatings. Quite possibly both. We're just gonna get camera set up here, getting everything ready.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the game to start.
So, in my opinion here is that what you get out of playing a deck like what EVS is on, like a green-red, like big stuff, is that you're going over the top of slightly small decks, like mono-red. And you're going fast enough that you can still keep up with things like combo. For example, like I would say Pod is on the slow end of like of a competitive combo deck because it needs to resolve. Yes, it's got 1-card combos and it's got 2-card combos so you can shoot up, but it's not as quick as like Storm, which can win the turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 pretty consistently, turn 3.5. Like you can do that with a good draw, but usually you need a turn to tutor, a turn to play a 1-drop mana dork, assuming that doesn't get killed, which is pretty likely. Still need to play your pod, and you still need quite a lot of mana to activate your pod multiple times if you're not using Prime Speaker, which is a notable advantage of Prime Speaker. It's quite cheap to activate.
Obviously the advantage, the notable disadvantage is that Prime Speaker needs to you need to untap with it or give it haste somehow.
Yes, it's
it can't
more
activate
difficult to untap with, and it's slower. Yeah. Like it's easy to deal with as well.
Yeah, and it can
hard
be
to deal with a random artifact, and it's also technically it's usually also 1 more mana to play. It's better as a full-on combo piece once you get it up, but it's worse as if you need it like as a tutor one time, because you're like I can't combo because my opponent has some anti-combo card, like we saw the some enchantments earlier that stopped the combo or something, or like they have Rakdos charm or whatever for some reason. Then suddenly you can just go, well, I'm just gonna use my pod once a turn. I'm gonna grind you out. Same with Prime Speaker. In that case, the pod can get online a turn earlier. It can activate immediately. And just start like producing value by turning your 2-drops into a 3-drop. Get some cards, get a common card, get a creature back. Renegade ready, get infinite value.
It's actually exactly how that combo goes, by the way. I'm pretty sure that is just the technical.
That is exactly the combo.
Yeah,
I believe
that is how it works in like technical terms. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah. I mean, I have been working a lot in not in this format, admittedly, though I have been working some things in this format as well. But I've been working on the Prime Speaker combos in Gladiator a fair bit. I'm one of the main people who started working on that. Actually, the first one who came up with a loop for it. Not the best one, but a loop nonetheless.
I think Evios died.
It is quite possible. 8 people equals 3 rounds? No. I'm not sure. I believe Evios fight was only going to be 3 rounds. It would appear. So we might be having some technical issues on our behalf.
I will say that
should we take a look at a different
every single time that they wanted to have 3 rounds, we had 3 rounds, at this point it wouldn't be worthless because it would be like 4 times.
If Evios has to go, it's not worse than we just assume that Evios just concedes here and Simpleman wins. That's the worst case scenario, of course.
Yeah.
Bit awkward.
We'll have to see. I could stand to like if there is a misunderstanding, I might just give Evios,
no, I'm not saying like if they're late. I'm saying if they just can't, if they're like, oh, I had to leave at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see exactly.
does seem like we're missing it. Not hearing anything back from them. This be dark red. I do say. So the question is, do we want to watch something else in the meantime? I suppose. It is kind of weird
Oh, no,
seeing
no, no,
Wolfgang
no.
at
They
3
seem
point.
to have started.
Wolfgang the consistent, like at least 2 something. But it might go 2-2. Who knows? But yeah, like this week, especially with Zannty switching to red, we've had 3 aggro decks. We had 2 green creature combo decks, Simple Man and Good Points. We've had, what else do we have? We had Evios on green, as well as Brahms on a green, bigger green mid-range deck. Evios going more red and aggressive. Brahms going more rampy and for like creative lines more so. Still playing some solid mid-range creatures, but also playing some bigger things and more, I presume, tutors as well. Then we had a couple. Then we had a little bit of an oddball in Stompy playing a bit of a green-white champion deck. Less of a strict fit in the categories of the other people. So, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, we had 4 green decks, 2 of which are green creature combos, 2 of which are like green big, medium, rich combos, and then we have 3 red aggro decks. This is definitely a bit of a meta that can really be abused if someone finds a deck
Yeah,
that's
I don't
good
know
against
where
green
Einstein is.
and good
Einstein
against
is
red.
like one of our death and taxes humans, right? And
Quite
he...
frankly, I never thought I should say this, but this is a meta where at least maybe this week and next week, I wouldn't say necessarily for the finals. Playing a card like Flash Freeze might be relevant.
yeah,
That's gonna
I
find
could
a
see
home in
that.
like literally
Yeah, like
every
is
deck
literally everybody
has
playing
a
at least
lot of
red
cards that
or
get hit by in this meta. Like it's really surprisingly live. I think the worst deck to play it against is Symbol Man, because they have a fair bit of not Symbol Man against Good Points.
Yeah, but even then,
And even that's not even that bad. Like
you
they have a
get to
lot of green
counter an
cards, a lot of green
Argothian
tutors, a lot of
Enchantress with the
mana
damn
dogs.
thing, right? Like that's pretty
Like
damn
this is what I'm
good.
saying. We don't see a lot of like people playing UX control decks. We do see some more straight up solid card mid range decks. We haven't seen a lot of Baylite recently. We haven't seen Einstein who played a good bit of mid range recently either. I'm not sure what happens to those two. But like it's very much a like very concentrated meta on like green creature strategies, which is definitely broad. And then red aggro. Red aggro is something we've known is consistently there, and green aggro is something that's consistently there. And then usually there's a couple of other decks, but those are like the 2 big names in my opinion. So you want to be able to deal with a lot of small creatures, either mana dogs or the aggressive red creatures. And then you want to be able to just in general have a lot of answers for creatures. Which means if you want to counter the anti-meta decks, you want to be playing like Storm. If you want to counter the meta, well, Storm's pretty good against at least the green decks because they're usually on the slower end and not so interactive. They're not nearly as good against the mono red. If you want to really counter mono red, I probably look to something like Death and Taxes, but Death and Taxes is pretty not lovely against either the Stompy decks or the pod decks or the such. They can just play a bunch of green dorks and just go haha nice 2-2. That does nothing. Doesn't mean we can play a lot of flyers. Flyers is good against green, but when you get comboed out consistently and you don't have so much removal, not nearly. Yeah, Flash Freeze, definitely not the card you think of at first when you're thinking 100 card singleton without no sideboards. Yeah, so we're just gonna see Prime Spear come down here. I just have the question of, can I survive with it here? Now, it just so happens that there's a Caracas in the last player's hand, so the answer is likely gonna be doesn't matter for 1 turn, which means you have to play the Wasteland team with Caracas, and at that point, you're probably dead. You're probably dead. Hero even makes it so that this spells here can't block, which means that we're gonna see 2, 4, 7. Yeah, this is lethal because you can't block with the Spellseeker here, due to the hero. So that actually you can't block with either. You're literally dead on board. You had to block with the Prime Spear to survive here even. Prior. And even then you'd be at what? 1? Yeah. Wasn't looking great for Zimmerman there. Just too quick a curve out here for Evius. Like that's definitely the thing. If either person curves out great, that's just probably gonna be a win. I just think Evius has an easier time just curving out how they want to. Because they just need a mana dog or two, and then threats. Whatever threat doesn't it rarely matters. Like here we have turn 1 mana dog into turn 2 Hydra, into turn 3 probably Vivian, maybe even the 3 birds because fuck it, I have Gaia's Cradle. Whereas like Simpleman is just gonna have to try and grind out with some Icefang Quartles and Ewits and hope that's good enough. Which is not gonna be when you're gonna get beat down with giant mana Gorge Hydras, Vivian making tokens,
Well,
Garrett
for what
pushing
it's
through
worth,
damage.
Quarrel does get to trade for the mana for George, right? Like that is.
Yeah, presuming you have your free Snowlands, yes. Which is difficult. I'm very surprised to see the Wasteland here. It's actually quite good, not insane. Particularly because this much fast. While it can get a forest, it can't get both a green and a blue source, so it doesn't get both. So I'm presuming we're just gonna see an attack for 1 here with Arbor Elven Pass. And then I wouldn't even fetch with the Marsh Flats even during Evius' turn. I want to know what lands I'm gonna find. Do have a lot of the one side of the Kiki combo. So maybe if we're able to find some lands and a way to get the Kiki into play, we might have a combo going. But it's going to take some time. I think at that point we'll see enough beatdown coming from Eagles here. It's my 2 cents. Especially if... Oh, we do find a land. So I imagine we're going to see some sort of blue-white souls here. Yes, the green's great, but sorry, the red's needed at some point. But right now, we need to find a blue source to cast the Quaddle or the Pestilmite. And we have the double green already in the form of the Arbor Elf to get the snow card. You could get... I guess you could get a... No, you definitely need a white source. You don't play any black sources. You need... And this Marsh is a bit awkward. Not a perfect fetch. When you're playing these many colors. Yeah, wisely keeps their cards in hand. Interesting time to fetch. Curious about what made them do that. Gonna cast a Pestilmite. Oh, I like that. I see. Tap down land, try and slow your opponent down, which is actually gonna work quite well here. Presuming what do you use draws. And I do have a tap land, so that does give them a good point. Probably to play that instead. Allow them to go birds, Retching Ravine, pass the turn. Take a turn off, not playing the Mana Contra Hydra as early as they perhaps wanted. Alternatively now, oh no, yeah, we see a smart play of tapping down land and what I suggested.
Evius is up a game, right?
Yes, Evius indeed up a game. They did have
just double checking.
Blazing Path victory.
I just realized I had not updated the score. Just wanted to double check.
And we see the 3rd land here, really good. Exactly what you want. I think I could see you just playing the Ewood here, honestly. Try and get back a land here. Not exactly impressive by any means. But I think you want the red souls back. I'm not sure if you want to be getting it in the form of plateau instead of a stomping ground. Trying to see if that's worth it at the 1 cost of life. But I think you definitely want to be playing the Ewood here. And just getting in for 3 damage probably. I don't think it's worth keeping the Arbor Elf back. You could play the Quaddle if you really want to try and see if you can draw into a 2-drop. Especially because you don't really need the land this turn. That is also one argument. If you wanted to play the Ewood this turn, you could have gotten the Stomping Grounds and just save yourself a life this way. Yeah, if you're gonna do this and get these Stomping Grounds...
It goes with the Metamorph, actually.
Oh, I couldn't see that card in hand.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's probably why I wasn't ever considering it. That explains a lot about this hand. I thought it was way bigger mulligan than it was. That explains a lot. Yeah, I like this line much better now. Also, one really good
No,
cool
you,
thing here
you
is
got
that
you got a
get
free
your
you got
red
a free
scrolls
copter. There you go.
with the Ewid here is that you can just straight up steal a big enough Mana Gorger Hydra and just go, haha, mine. Or if we see a -2 in the Garruk here, you can steal the Garruk minus the Garruk if you want to do that instead. Get your own free and kill a Garruk. That is notably less Garruk. I could imagine us seeing a Smuggler's Copter and plussing the Copter here. Nope, we're gonna see a minus.
What do you mean plus in
Would
the
get-
copter? Oh, plus in the
So
Garruk on the copter.
If we see a red souls here from Symbol Man, that'd be really great because then we could conscriptor the Garruk. Yes, it is gonna give another huge Mana Gorger Hydra. Yes, I know. And we're gonna have a hard time dealing with a Mana Gorger Hydra no matter what. Unless we find the red souls like complete gods. Naturally. And I also wouldn't hate, though I think it's probably better to leave the copter back. But yeah, I think I just like getting rid of the Garruk here and getting your own freeze. I think that's better. I think that's probably the best choice you have here for establishing a board currently. Iceland Castle doesn't really block anything with excellence right now. And we have nothing of importance to get with Ewid. Best thing is that if we keep Ewid, at some point we could jump with like a conscriptor, Ewid back, and perhaps like swing in for lethal with a enormous Hydra. When tapped out, I think you just gotta get rid of Garruk here. I think he just presents too much damage. Nosebleed doesn't get bigger here because you'll have you'll have as many creatures as your opponent, and B, you already killed Garruk when you minused him. He gets the counter afterwards. Yes, we're gonna see the conscriptor here. Good choice by Simple Man here, realizing that Garruk is a bigger threat and that they really don't have the time to just play around here. You could have attacked with Copter here prior, but I think it's more important to keep the Copter back on defense. That's why they played it in the first place. Because like in this matchup, Simple Man's gonna win the value game most of the time, or at least the combo game. If they find like the key gear similar, like they're gonna win with a Pest Mine or something. However, this Vivian is definitely great. Like it's one of the few like really big value engines. Of course, all planeswalkers are value engines, but like it is the one. Why would you get the Mana Gorger Hydra here? I don't like that line of play. I guess you could activate the Smuggler's Copter here and attack with 3 creatures like Garruk. Or you could... Why would you do this? I guess you want to try and force them to either give up the Garruk or the Hydra. But in that case, why not just steal the Garruk? You can steal Planeswalkers with the conscripts here. That's pretty important. You know, you can steal any permanent. Why would you steal a Hydra? Like, it's only a 3/3 at this point. I don't get it. What is your plan? Are you just gonna attack with everything in Garruk here now? This does not feel correct. Like you're not winning this race. You do realize that, right? You're up against a green red deck. You're playing a bunch of 1/1s and 2/1s for free and such. You're not gonna win a value game. You sit with you're a 3-mana 2/1 and a 2-mana 1/1 in hand. This is not how you win. Unless you freaking draw Eldritch Evolution like a goddamn god. Well, now they just have the combo. And it doesn't matter. That's sort of disappointing. See, this is exactly why, yeah. Like, yes, you kill the Garruk, but you could also just have stolen Garruk and had a free, you know? That's apparently pretty good. And now you can't actually... No, that's not true. You could Ewid and get back a land and then cast the Eldritch Evolution for the Kiki. So yeah, you actually still have the combo here. I just don't like this line of play. At all. Just not clean from a Simple Man here. Does not get punished though, because they draw the Eldritch Evolution. Quite frankly.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
sorry.
honest, this doesn't feel like a deserved win, but then again, Pot just has games where where you just kind of draw the combo. Like, this is what I said at the beginning of the game, they had the creatures to combo off with. Yeah, we're gonna have to see an Ewid here, get back a land, get get the combo and just win that way. Presuming they see that line. Can't really see any way other than that specifically to win. Of course, they can win by taking the time. But why not win now? Do they see it? It does look like they see it, unless they just get back at like a nice Fanquel. Presumably, though, they get. Yeah, they leave 2 green up, which means they could just get about the Marsh Blast, because why not? Or get the Stunning Ground and save some clicks. Or are they gonna get a land? I mean, I can't see what else you want to get here. Yep, they see it. So this is gonna be game 2, going to Symbol Man here. Oh no, I forgot the Scoos. God, how did I forget the Scoos?
I still think this is correct.
No, I'm not sure it is. Though I'm not sure why we saw a reach from the Beast token, not Trample. So notably, the Paradise Druid does actually save some damage on board here.
Yeah.
Because while it does pump the Mana Culture Hydra, it also just blocks for more than it deals. But notably, you kind of only want to block with your Druid here. So you want the 2 cost. Is anything of top for even here? Like, this is what I'm saying. This is a game I don't feel like Simple Man should have lose here. They might just lose it here because of how they played, I feel.
I think like
What do you have on top? Nothing, we're just gonna activate a Ravine and probably swing in for lethal.
Yeah.
Yep, just gonna eat a bunch of creatures. Makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna chomp block the Scoos here, and then we're just gonna die unless we chomp block some more. And we're just gonna we're gonna be dead here.
with the
unless we
trample,
find a
there's no
miracle.
way you can actually block and live.
I don't remember. Does Ravine have trample? It doesn't,
No,
right?
Ravine doesn't have trample.
No, it doesn't.
So I
it
guess,
just
So we have to literally triple
gets
block
swole.
jump here to even
Yeah.
survive.
you're at 1.
Yeah, you go to 1.
What draws do you have that win?
None. I can spare you the time and say none. There are no live draws. If you can think of a live draw that wins the game, even when a Scoos is alive, I can eat a card out of your yard. Then you stop me. And this is what I'm saying. This is a game where they attacked for a reason they didn't need to. They could have stolen the Planeswalker. I think they forgot that that's an option. And they lost the game because of that. They got aggressive when they didn't need to. Admittedly, they didn't have a combo at that point. True. But that was the way they win this game against the giant Mana Culture Hydra. Like, you don't win by just stealing the Hydra and going, please block it instead of leaving this best card you have alive. Yeah, they're trying to see if there's any free draw they can get here, but there's not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Simple Man, you misplayed here, and that ended up being your doom. In the meantime, not to be rude or anything, but do we have any other matches going? I can clearly see that
yeah, I can take
Muffin
a
and
I can take a look. What are we at?
Brahms, Blahguy, or Zannty and Goodpoints might still be going. Looks like Goodpoints and Zannty are at least still in the same group. But let's see which ones are ready.
I think everybody's still going actually. So
No, I believe Wolfgang and Muffin aren't going, correct?
well,
Wolfgang?
if so, they have not given me the results.
At least one hasn't.
No.
Can you see?
Okay, now one of the results is in. It wasn't.
Wolfgang heard. Or Muffin.
Sorry.
It's gonna give them a message. Yeah. If they can somehow find a win with this Eldritch Revolution, then they have some miracle card that I can't think of. Like not even like imagine you had like what you call it?
Can they get
Like
with Spell
some
Seeker?
active treason effect you can somehow get here on a creature. You can't even kill him by doing that. So that would have been a really sick play, just like untap, steal your mana card, your Hydra, kill you with your own Hydra somehow. Yeah, we get Ephemerate here. Unless they have Time Walk, which they shouldn't have the points for. Pod.
In
I
which
guess
case,
like
we're gonna have to have talks.
Neoform.
Let's Pod. That would be really sick.
What can Neoform get?
Get them a 4-drop. To
Is
be
the
fair,
4-drop gonna
I think
win
if they
the
had-
game?
there was a chance if they were on the Time Walk version, although Schools makes that really awkward.
Mm-hmm. They just-
Neoform.
Gotta send the message.
Thank you.
I
Take-
think this stream is just embodied by Goblin Settler.
Goblin Settler, your Gaia's Cradle.
Goblin Settler has really won some games. Like some of those games, I don't think were like nearly as close as they should have been. But they, like against Good Points, for example, really that Goblin Settler really.
Oh yeah,
played
we saw
really well.
Goblin Saddler put up a clinic that time.
And while I don't think it was nearly as important, ironically, against Muffin, it definitely still did some work. Yeah, so this is gonna be game.
Yeah, that's it. Alright.
Yes, Simple Man, if you're listening in right now,
What do you want to
do
watch?
remember that you can actually steal Planeswalkers with conscripts, which means you could steal the Garrick there instead of just attacking it with a bunch of creatures and then just gotten a free token for free. Instead of just trying to steal the Hydra and hoping they will chump block it. Because they won't. That card's just gonna grow huge in this matchup. People will be casting cards. Yeah, so we're jumping over to the Blahguy and Brahms game here. It's looking aggressive. People are taking damage, ancient tombs are getting activated, summon libraries are possibly keeping cards. And pain lands are getting painful.
Yeah. This has been
Ironically,
a
Lacerator
long...
not doing much more damage to its own anymore though. Yeah. I really like this Skull Clamp and Artisan combo here. I believe it's called Fire Blade Artisan. Oh, Artist or Artisan. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you can also look at these graveyards and see quite the story that's happened.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We have
This game can only be described as, yeah, some stuff happened.
Double discard spell from Blahguy as well. A Braid here, so I'm gonna come down. Can't even deal with the Fiend Artisan because it's fucking huge. But the Fiend Artisan doesn't really want to attack because there's a chump blocker with Skull Clamp on it. But if you don't attack into this chump blocker with Skull Clamp on it, it's just gonna hit you for 2 when he sacrifices it.
So is this on Brahms end step? Yeah. That they were doing.
Yeah,
that
I'm presuming
turn
you
off
eat the
port.
Lacerator here, draw 2, try to find some more creatures, hit them down to 6. Yep, makes sense. Though it would be really awkward to not find a creature here, I'll admit.
This match is currently 1-1.
Okay.
I
kind of actually like Blahguy in this position.
That's a card I did not expect at all.
I saw that from them before, and I do not know. Oh, that's game.
Yep, that is literally game.
Yep. Crasher, Exert, put the clamp on one of them.
And he was like, "Oh, we're gonna get all the value of Block Soaked and Skull Clamp here. Ooh boy!" But no, just kill, only kill.
Just some good old-fashioned murder.
All the value to all the dead.
Yeah.
Technically, that's even more value than the Skull Clamp could provide.
Yes. Who needs cards when the game's over?
I mean, killing your opponent's like drawing infinite cards, basically. Which is why Lightning Bolt is the best card draw spell.
Yeah, it's like that is actually like that is how like aggro decks actually fight the head advantage battle. Like jokes aside, right? You kill your
Exactly.
opponent when they have 5
Like
cards
you
in
can draw
hand, and
all
then
the
those 5
cards you
cards
want,
don't
but
matter.
if you're not being active, like I'm just gonna have my 1/1s and 2/2s just punching you in the face. Choo choo, here comes the weenies and the wieners. But that's for a different story.
Yeah, let's not talk
Yeah.
about that. But that's just not.
But you don't want to talk about the dogs.
Dogs
Surely
is
it's a
fun.
different deck.
Let's. Okay, we have Uno Mas rounds still happening.
Uno mas. Oh, we have basically a whole combo here. No, we don't. We're missing a card.
Yeah, we're
But
missing
we do
a
have
card.
a Vivian that can find it at some point, so we're not far off.
Yeah, it's
From
interesting though. They can't gain infinite life. Murderous Redcap is already in the bin, so they have to find a way to recur it.
Yeah. But like you do have a lot of draws, not infinite by any means. You have a lot of
No.
ooh, that's an interesting hand from Zannty there. I'm really not sure
Yeah.
what I go with here because how much damage do we have on board currently? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You take 2. You actually need to either kill a creature or play a blocker here.
I'm pretty sure
And
you just Pillar of Flame the Malaria.
I can see that, yeah.
And then it's just gone
Yeah,
forever.
going face. I think Zannty forgot that you need to count for lethal.
I mean, you
Even
don't
when you're playing
need
aggro.
to.
Yes, your life total does actually matter. Don't listen to what those people on North 100 say. Aggro decks care about their own life total. Fake news, people.
Well,
Sometimes they do.
Now that we have Good Points hand, we know this game is over.
This game is incredibly over. Mega over even. What game is this actually?
Don't listen to Big Yellow Jacket. They'll lie to you. Lies. Lies.
Well, it's more the karmic guy getting back Murderous Rider or Redcap.
That's pretty good too. Yes. Could I attack for lethal and then win off his very wall takes? I mean, yeah. But like, I could also just go infinite.
What are they
How tempting.
targeting? Is that?
And this is the thing, like you were like 3 damage off lethal here, and it's just kind of like.
Like they're not even going for the combo win; they're just gonna Hulk you.
Oops.
Like,
Hulk it is.
What is? Right. Sorry.
Hulk.
Carry on.
Hulk. 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 Hulk.
Like Zannty knows that they're dead.
How to combo. Is this where we like stop playing epic sax guy music and just dirt? It would be. I think it would be if Good Points was the one who's like about to die. I mean, technically they are, but they weren't like close. Like that's like the really. There's more of a comeback combo kind of thing, than it is like I'm already ahead. I'm just going off for no reason. It's not really like appropriate when like you're like, oh, I'm about to combo next turn. I'm way ahead in the game. I have all the value. They're almost dead anyway. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Revelark. Yeah, we're going down that route. I see.
Just flexing. Just so much flex.
Yeah, Pennant Rector is the like Pod is like the value creature combo deck. Pennant Rector is the creature combo deck.
The score
all the green white
was
combos more or less
for the record. The score for the record was 1-0 in Zannty's favor, so now it has been tied to 1-1. So we have a game 3. We're going
that makes sense.
Right
this is
now,
definitely a form. This is like green decks are usually pretty good, but like when you start playing things like Renegade, like Melira and Viserys here in your green decks, that does take you from haha, I'm a green deck, fuck you, mono red, to I'm a green deck.
Yeah, they seem to have started a new match for time.
Yeah, makes sense. Good points. Probably using a lot of time with their difficult lines.
Yeah,
and again, having set up cameras can take a couple seconds off. Looking at the hands, I like Zannty's hand here. I don't love it.
Well, with
especially because during the matchup, this is a matchup where a card like Strip Mine doesn't do nearly as much because you often have a mana dark.
Yeah,
it's definitely it's a hand I could see mulliganing here.
Yeah, the reason I'm kind of inclined to keep this hand.
Interestingly, I think Goblin Guide really makes Strip Mine a lot worse here as well. I think I want mulligan here.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that Good Points has a great hand here. No, it doesn't have any combo pieces really outside of, like, I guess Corpse Knight, which,
Yeah.
while it does help combo when you have infinite
Oh,
ETBs,
there
is
is a
not
ranger in this
exactly
hand as well.
the most impressive card, frankly. Honestly.
Ranger helps find another combo piece.
Ranger does find some combo pieces, yeah. It really doesn't find that many, actually. It finds Viserys here, and that's about it, right? I'm not forgetting any.
Well, you get to stomp this elf.
Stomp on the ground. Stomp,
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 stomp.
stomp, stomp. Moving all
Actually,
around.
I would
jumping
kind of
all
like. I would kind of. No, actually, no. See,
Mhm.
funny thing. I would in Good Point's position here. Now, if Good Point had played the Windswept feed here, I might have gone turn. I might have just instead of doing this, I might have just straight up played like Galvanic Blast, Strip Mine instead this turn.
Like,
Now, it just so happens that that is a horrible line of play against what Good Points has.
Yeah, well, it's also you
But I
draw
think if I'd
two-
seen them play the Windswept Eve, I would actually consider that line of play specifically. We do see another
but they also
Temple
drew
Guide
a
here.
land that turn off of Goblin Guide.
They've just drawn 2 of Goblin Guide.
Yeah.
Look, attack once more with Goblin Guide, and then it'll be a some reverse Ancestral Recall at this point.
Well, it looks like the Good Points is just avoiding the secret mode of Goblin Guide of Raven's Crime.
Yep.
But like this Walrus is going to do some good blocking.
Absolutely.
But
I think it's a mistake playing the Goblin Guide here, because now you're not going to get to draw lands. That was a joke. Please laugh. In all honesty, I think you just want to get down to Warbows here. Raise some tokens.
Yeah. And then next turn you can play a giant.
I don't actually like this choice of mana that we see from Good Points, because you have a double white card in hand. You want to preferably play a free drop next turn. You can't play. You can play Corpse Knight, but like, eh. Oh, we're gonna see Chain Lightning here. I don't know. So they're gonna go for Chain Lightning Strip Mine here, I imagine. Leave up a Galvanic Blast in case there's another. Don't hate this line. It turns out to be fine.
What color do you hit with the strip, though?
I think you hit a green mana. This is the mana that allows you to play like a Bird of Paradise or something. And it's also the color they use the most. It's the color that's often triples.
Yeah, this does make their turn very awkward.
I'm trying to, I guess Necromancy is a in case I want something else with my pattern Rector kind of thing.
It's also like you can get like Hulk discarded or something.
True. Is there a reason you don't play Animate Dead instead though? I guess it's the fact that it's flash and it sacrifices itself. So yeah, if you discard it to the Hulk and flash it in, it sacrifices itself, and that's a way to get rid of Hulk in one go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's valid. Good old Entomb Hulk. Pass. In your turn, Necroman, see my Hulk. Lol. Combo on your turn, bruh.
I'd probably, if I was in Good Points position, just play the Triome. Because you're short on double color mana here.
I don't think that's a problem, honestly. Like, I actually really like this line here, just getting the Corpse Knight down. Now, it's gonna get killed, and but like, honestly, and while Zannty has a fine curve here of, oh, that's really good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's some good shit.
Yep.
I wouldn't have played the Survey Vortex there, by the way. I'd have played the War Boss. It gets in for 1 less damage, and it doesn't prevent life gain, but it just puts so much more pressure on board.
I think that in this position,
Vortex is like the last card you play here, honestly. Until you see the opponent just drawing Lurrus, and you just go, haha, nice.
Yeah. Like,
I think, yeah, you just want to get down the white souls here, probably. I think you just want to get down the Ranger here. You could play Lurrus, but like, Sulfuric Vortex.
This is,
yeah. Well, we're gonna play the Lurrus because it deals less damage than playing the Garden untapped, I guess. And Ewit is not really worth playing right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the only thing with Ranger is they want to get something in play.
Interesting here. Yeah, you have to attack first. There's no real reason to play the Warboss in this situation.
Yeah.
Probably just gonna see the Bone Crusher instead.
It depends
maybe
if
the copter.
they block.
Yeah,
I think.
I was gonna say if they blocked, I would play the Bone Crusher. But since they didn't,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play the copter.
Yeah, because next turn you can go War Boss, and
Yeah,
then.
Warboss tap it, still make a 1/1 that they kind of have to block.
Well, it's also if the 1/1 doesn't have any good
No, I'm gonna
attacks,
go
you
with
can
the Bone
just.
Crusher here instead.
Okay.
This Survey Vortex real good here. I
Yeah.
still think I like the line of just playing the Warboss, and then this turn probably having gone for the Vortex, because then you had 2 1/1s. You could turn one of them into 2/2, and if they block for this lowers, you still have like a 2/2 Goblin and a 1/1 Goblin and a Goblin Guide and a Vortex on board. I think that would have just been better.
I think with the amount of life gain a deck like Goodpoints has, I think getting the Sulfur.
Yeah, but I think you're so far ahead on board that just like you have so many cards.
Yeah, like I think that if it wasn't a snowbally
Honestly,
threat,
I don't actually think there's that many life gain cards in Battle Rector. You have Kitchen Things. You have what is the Knight of Autumn.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. They didn't want to play the Legion War Boss into the Luris.
No, I think it's still correct to not play Legion Warboss. It's probably the worst card to play on this board. I think still.
No,
I would have played the Copter this time because it
Yeah.
just makes
no, but they
living
were
rather
writing a
difficult.
note there, and I think that's probably why they didn't play it earlier.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna see an Animal Elf and a tap land here. Imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure how a good points intends on winning anymore. Like
Maybe
they
really
don't.
used to stop them prior. They've just been like they've been playing a bit not sloppily. Like this has been a tough fight for them. But I just feel like the choice of playing like what was it? There was some point where they made a decision I just really didn't like. I'm trying to remember. I can't think of anything. I think they've just been playing just fine. They're just getting out aggroed. Like this is the thing. Like they kept the 4-land hand, and then they just drew well. Oh, that's a Mutagenic Growth. That's probably gonna be lethal. As a matter of fact, that is actually lethal.
Yeah.
You attack in with everything. You Mutagenic Growth, whatever they don't block, assuming they block Bone Crusher as much. Then they go down to 1. Then you untap from Goodpoints side. You hit right click. You find the place where it says concede, and you click that. I think that's the best line of play from Goodpoints' point of view here.
Yeah.
Or just natural way. Natural way is also solid.
Yeah. So I think that you are right that with the snowbally threat like Legion of War Boss, getting that down early as possible is very relevant.
Yes. Like Vortex is snowbally too, but A, it's snowbally symmetrically.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not what you want, and 2, so Fake Vortex doesn't snowball wide if you know like it targets one thing, your life total. Warboss both creates a board, which makes it awkward for your opponent to block your creatures. But it also like still provides more damage. It even provides more damage long term than the Warboss does if your opponent's just got no creatures really.
Yeah.
Which I mean I wouldn't expect from my opponent playing a absent creature combo deck. Would be quite surprising.
Yeah, but if if we were making the choice, let's say the War Boss wasn't there, and we were trying to decide between the Bone Crusher Giant and the Sulfuric Vortex, I definitely
well,
think
I'd be playing the Vortex because you know what, my opponent has the Lures in play.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Like if they do end up playing something that has life gain, like even like a kitchen things, like yes, it gained 2 life, congratulations, and I'm just gonna like not care. Oh.
Yeah. Well, do we have anything else going on?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's today's it.
So
is our champion.
I want, since we're here, I want to thank. Congratulations for the photo to Evios31. Thanks, thanks everybody who participated. And as a reminder, ! Discord gets you to the Discord. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, down below there's in the comments there should be a link. You get to join the Discord, which is A, awesome, just great people in the Discord, but B, it's also what we use kind of as a base of operation. And to be clear, this is not our own Discord, this is the official Canadian Highlander Discord, so that is just a great place to use the base to talk to Canadian Highlander. And if you want to join the events, that is also what we use there. The other thing that we have going on is that you can just sign off for next event at !next event. That's gonna be the last event of the season, after which we're gonna talk, we're gonna gather together our top 8 and figure out exactly how the finals for the event are gonna work out, and mostly in terms of when they're gonna be held. That is what I mean. We want obviously to have everybody be available, so we are going to try and make sure that we're gonna try to make sure that we can play around with everybody that's involved, and we can make sure. But tentatively, it should be run on Sunday the 13th, Sunday the 11th, assuming that everything works fine. If you end up having it to run on Sunday, on maybe that Saturday, on Saturday the 10th, if we end up having to run on Sunday the 18th or something like that, we'll have to figure out. You can follow our Twitter at the 10th point. It's at the 10th point, right? Or did I have to do some shenaniganery to get the thing? Or is it... I ain't gonna double check. Highlander content.
Or what are you looking for?
It is at the 10th point.
Look, Zannty, the dark side would be playing like mono black. Probably like the hot side, if anything. The fried side. We're not the type of people to really care about the name. Really, we just kind of do it.
Or
we're Nike basically.
I think.
Oh yeah, cookies. But like
I think I like the Sark side. I think that
we do like chili cookies. That's cool. Like, not like overkill, but like just like small chili flakes for some kick.
I was going to say, like, you can follow our Twitter, or you can just again join the Discord. That's going to give you all of the information that you need. Finally, as a reminder to everybody, part of what makes running these events possible is your contribution. So if you felt to throw a Prime sub our way, or even a regular sub our way, we can definitely appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that subscribed today, by the way, and donated subs, and all of that, and all other contributions that have been volleyed our way. We really appreciate that. Gosmith, who do you think we should rate? I have 3 options for you. The first one is Stryfo. Stryfo is a legacy grinder. I find that legacy is kind of adjacent to what we're doing, so like it's
definitely. I'd say of constructed formats, it's definitely the most adjacent.
Yeah. So
I'd say more so than actually vintage. Vintage can feel
right.
degenerate.
So like the second option is just somebody that doesn't have very many viewers. My go-to for that would be something that was somebody streaming Penny Dreadful, which seemed potentially cool. Maybe since especially I don't see them anymore though. Or we would stream or we would follow a friend of mine that I know plays Highlander, but is not streaming Magic right now. Where do you think we?
Either's fine with me, frankly. I think most people gonna stick around is probably gonna be interested in some Magic. I personally have some things to do, so that's the way I'm gonna be focusing my attention personally. But I think Magic sounds great, of any kind.
Yeah. Let's do that. Read Stryfo. There you go. Thanks everybody for being here, and we'll see you on the other side of the raid. Talk to you next week. Bye.